Hello again, everyone out there. We are here for the Voyage of the Fallen Star. And there was great rejoicing throughout the
Yay!
realm. My name is Zach. I am the GM for this game, which I helped bring into existence. I was one of the lead editors for Dungeons in a Box, who put out this adventure arc from 2020 to 2021, and so we are happy to bring it to you. Um, yeah, and so let's see, Bungo, how are you doing today? Played by Ray.
Bungo's doing good. I'm looking forward to getting into some high seas adventure on the we are on the Blazing Isles
The
in this
Blazing
game.
Isles. Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
On the hot on the trail of a piece of star metal which my magical compass is pointing us to that
Mm,
we've been following.
right.
And I'm hoping today that we will make contact with that star metal, but we'll see.
And you also have that nagging, persistent voice in your head steering you towards the treasure of Crimson Kate.
Scarlet Kate?
Scarlet Kate, Crimson Kate, the legends vary.
Look, Magnus has been very specific, okay? He keeps saying Scarlet Kate's treasure. That's what I'm looking for.
All right, Scarlet Kate.
Find this treasure that says property of Crimson Kate. And you're like, damn it.
Magnus, you lied to me.
Uh, yes. Wonderful. Sweetness, how are you doing today, Blake?
I'm Blake. I play Sweetness, the fastidious ship surgeon. I think Sweetness, if memory serves, is exhausted because they've heard, shouts go up from the ship. The ship's under attack, and they've all leapt back after doing a little bit of exploring around the cove, back into their life raft. Not life raft, the rowboat.
Yep.
And are, feverishly trying to get back to the boat to aid in the battle. So, yeah, I think par for the course. Sweetness is feeling frantic and, and nervous, and yeah, concerned for the well-being of everyone on board.
Sure. And yeah, along with Sweetness, Bungo, and Kylum all took a little bit of exhaustion on their row back towards the ship. They had gone on a small shore party, right, to investigate the land surrounding the small cove that they found birth in. But the Blazing Isles apparently it works very hard to keep its secrets, and none of them could spot any signs of civilization or life, or aside from the native flora and fauna, or even try to chart a course to where you might go next. Because yes, the weird diffuse orange light of the volcanoes mixed with this blue-green aurora that is ever present in the night sky over these islands seems to play tricks with the eyes. Um, Blake, did you have anything more? Are you good?
I am good. Sorry, I
All
was
right.
just
It's all
showing
right.
Britta a funny. I received a funny text.
Sure. Omarin. Austin.
Lauren is played by me, Austin, and is the captain of the wonderful Cerulean Wind. And we have a natural visitor, as it were, and Omarin just sort of really doesn't like unnatural visitors, but is completely unfazed by this incursion into the ship. It is par for the course when you are exploring new islands on the high seas.
For sure. Yes, an unexpected visitor. Indeed. And lastly, Kylum, played by Mark, our
Hey, yeah.
paladin.
Mark playing Kylum, the paladin, a class which I don't know, I might enjoy this class. That's hard to say. He, I think I'm currently rushing back to the the ship, which is under attack, kind of doing my best action hero, running on waves, getting up to there to like start kicking ass and taking names. The what I'm curious about is I know that on this island there's some mention of like some dark elves that were living here. Like they had come here in the past, and I am wondering like, what are the implications of this, right? Like, are we gonna meet them? What are they gonna be like?
For sure. Yes, you guys sort of, plumbed your collective memory, and, thought of old tales and stories from the history books. And yes, the Dark Elves were driven from the main continent, the Greenwold, hundreds, if not thousands of years ago.
Who drove them? I'm just curious.
It was basically an alliance, right?
Oh, okay.
Alliance of, the goodly races, right? Because, well, the Drow had a quite sinister reputation for necromancy. And, due to repeated incursions, right, they need corpses, right? So they would come to the surface to kill and make slaves, undead slaves, out of the surfacers. So, this alliance drove the Drow off the mainland, and they settled in one of the first places they found, the Blazing Isles. We can take a look at the map just to give people the impression here. Yes, so we are the Blazing Isles. That's that small grouping of islands right near the north or the eastern side of that map, off the edge of the continent there. So they were driven there, and they found the volcanic isles to their, or sorry, these volcanic isles to their liking, because they had many, many tunnels, right, that has been formed by all the lava flow and everything. So lots of natural tunnels on these islands where the different houses, the competing houses of the Drow society could make their homes and fortresses. And by virtue of living in an island, chain or circle, more or less, they've also developed quite an affinity for underwater travel and things like that, right? So yeah, necromantic dark elves are one of the local inhabitants, for sure.
Wait, did you say they have an affinity for underwater travel? Does that mean they're good swimmers, or they have like submarines? Because that's like a wide range.
It is true. Maybe Bungo will have to do some bardic knowledge.
Okay.
So Zach, I have a question.
Yes.
And this may be jumping ahead, but is our untimely visitor potentially something that a Drow necromancer who is familiar with Under the Waves could have maybe created?
That would take some further examination, right? Remember, this is sort of early evening, right? The sun has set, and so you have this pervasive, just diffuse, dim light that sort of enshrouds everything. But you're having Hal with his bullseye lantern, right, sort of light up the front of the ship, where you saw this dripping wet creature, seemingly covered almost like in an armor suit of coral, right? But you can tell there's some sort of flesh, bipedal, humanoid type creature underneath. But when you tried to, talk to it a little bit, it didn't seem able, or, it didn't respond too well, right? It made some like more gurgling type noises than anything else. But you would need a closer examination to determine what this might be. All right, and if no one has anything to add or remind us of, we can jump back into initiative, where we have Kylum at the top of the round. Yes, you are speeding right over the waves, and as you're running, you sort of glance back behind you, and you notice that the waves are almost cresting, right? Like doing this parting, cresting motion in your wake. And it reminds you of the double wave formation in which you met Corinas during the last session before you made it to the Blazing Isles. Those sort of rising, parting waves, right?
All right. Well, I'm up here in initiative. So what I'm gonna do, I think this is. So how high is the dock of the boat?
Yeah, it's
how
10.
How about to get up there? Eh?
10 feet off the surface.
Okay, 10 feet. All right.
And
all right.
because if you climb that, right, it'll cost you double movement unless you have a climb speed.
Interesting.
And of course, there's also this. You can see as you've been rushing towards the ship, you see this burst of web, right? That's blossomed onto the deck of the ship. It's all attached to the different rigging and the mainmast, and so something's definitely going on in there. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. I think I don't really have like a shortcut way to get up here right now. Usually I would like phase step my way up, but that's already spent for the day. So instead, I think what I'm gonna do is just do like a real normal I will simply try to climb.
What did would whatever we lowered the ship with still be hanging off the side?
No, yeah, you pull those, or the ship pulls them back up, right? After you launch the boat.
Smart move.
However, Omarin aboard could do something about that, but I guess you guys all have your turn on the rowboat before.
Yeah, he has his chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm fine just climbing up. Like I'm pretty,
All right.
I got confidence here.
Yeah, just give me an athletics check. If you. But don't forget, you have disadvantage because you have 1 level of exhaustion on all ability checks. Also have a full house of story points, of course.
I'm gonna use a story point on this. I usually restrain myself, but it's time to indulge a little bit.
Sure. Give in to your story points.
15.
Excellent. Yes, you easily climb your way up, and as your hand reaches, onto the railing aboard, you immediately notice the sticky web fluid, or the webbing, aboard. As you I have to sort of avoid it. It's pretty much right at the edge of the ship. So if you move any farther forward, you'd be stuck in. So if you want to avoid the webbing, basically you're going to be balancing on the railing of the ship.
No, I'm not. Listen, I do trust the webbing, and I like, I'm climbing up. My hand goes on it, and I'm like, gross. And I'm like, no, all of nature is beautiful. And I'm like, well, not this. This is actually pretty gross. But I do climb up into it, and sort of get good. And I'm just sort of like carving my way a little bit through the webs. Clearly this is the work of some malicious force. My crewmates have their foolish tendencies at times, but they wouldn't just casually web up the deck, I'm sure. So, yes. Yeah, come on.
And in the midst, to your left, yes, you see this struggling coral armored figure, and now it turns all stuck in this web to regard you. Austin, could you just print the text of web again to see what Kylum might need to roll here?
My ally did spread this web all over the ship. That's fine. I'm sure it was for the best.
All right, so you need to make a Dex saving throw against DC 14. And also to your right, you see the Phantom crew.
Do I have disadvantage on this as well?
No,
With exhaustion?
this is fine.
I see the Phantom crew.
You see the Phantom crew to your right, and you're you get a little morale boost, right? You're like, okay, Phantom crew's on my side here. Unfortunately, their controller is still out in the rowboat, but they're here to back you up. And you can see, these spirit dragonborns, saluting you as you come aboard. As you are the first officer.
I know that I'm not going to need any backup here. Clearly, I'm back in the days. It's time to, save the day, take down whatever this monster is, save the ship. But hopefully, the Phantom crew fighting by my side may show everybody that the Phantom crew is on the up and up.
I see.
Their benefit.
All right, yeah. So you're able to start wading through the tangle of webbing. Again, also counting as difficult terrain here. Yep. And yeah, you come adjacent to this creature.
Yes, I mean this is clearly the source of the issue here. I turn to Amarin, he's on the deck behind me, and like, what is this thing?
It is a thing that should not exist by the laws of nature.
Well, I was hoping for a little more specificity, but I will attack it anyway. Let's go rapier. 12.
That is a hit. The core. Yes. Oh, sorry, miss. Oh, my bad. Yeah. Yes, the coral of this creature deflects your rapier thrust.
I think that I still have a bonus action, right? Because I don't think I spent that on anything.
Course.
So, I'm sorry. Was something bad happening when I missed?
No, you notice that this creature is weird. It's covered in coral, and it also is wielding these coral-like weapons, and its weapons are awash in this almost like tarry black energy. Doesn't look too inviting.
I gesture at the weapon for Omarin's benefit, and I yell, "Coral!"
Yeah, so Omarin, being a druid, needed a lot of help with that.
And then I miss again.
Yes, so whether it's the webbing that's got you a little messed up, or this creature's toughened hide, you're unable to get a strike in. Varanus.
I'll take it out next turn.
Yeah. Well, since Varanus and Bungo and Sweetness are all in the boat, here's what we're gonna do. You guys can spend, as a group decide, 2 story points.
Done.
For the okay, it's done. Bungo.
Wow, there's a low threshold for it being done.
You drive a hard bargain, Zach. I'll take it.
I'll take it.
All right. So,
what are the odds that you would do 1?
So yes, the whole rowboat, moved by the tremendous speed at which you had been rowing earlier, is able to sidle up to the cerulean wind.
Nice.
Yeah, for this turn. And Varanus, he climbs aboard, hopefully. And orders his Phantom crew. He's like, well, I don't know what's going on, but attack that thing for the Aldoth. And he makes an athletics check. And he's just enough to make it aboard. He climbs on behind the safety of his warriors, ordering them into the webbing.
Are they unaffected by it because they're incorporeal?
No, so they're not that incorporeal when they're in this form, anyway. When they're sort of more dispersed and like crewing the ship, they're more like just sort of magical forces that are animating the ropes and stuff. But this is like their more condensed, action-oriented form. Yeah.
Got it.
All right, so they need to make a dex save. Aye. And they get stuck entering in here. Da-da-da. Did I give them range attacks? No, because they are a swarm. So they... Well, they use their action to make a strength check. Because that's how you free yourself. And it's just enough. They struggle forward, ready for next round. All right. Bungo!
All right. Let's see. So I need to make an athletics check to climb this thing?
Yes, or unless you have like some special jumping ability or something like that. But other than that, athletics.
Okay. I have river legs and able sailor from my riverborn halfling thing. It says I have proficiency. Well, that doesn't matter. I have proficiency in vehicles, water. Oh, and acrobatics checks related to sailing. I can get advantage on. Does that mean
How does Bungo get up the side of the ship? What's his method?
Boy, it's a great question. I guess I don't know.
Swing from a rope.
Yeah, I assume in my head that there's like some ropes here, and that he just like grabs onto those and sort of like, like half shimmies, half like walks up sideways the side of the ship because he's pretty small, right? Like I feel like I'm pretty light. I could probably prop myself and just kind of like run up the wall.
Well, yeah. Why don't you make the check with advantage?
All right.
Then, because of your features, but that cancels out, of course, the disadvantage for being exhausted.
Oh right.
So,
Bungo. This should be a normal roll, right?
Yeah. So
okay,
you can.
That's not as a 7.
Yeah. So Bungo, you start trying to climb up, but your halfling feet just start slipping against the wet side of the ship.
Exhausted after my rowing.
I'll say you can make it to the top, even with this, but you lose your bonus action for the round.
Okay.
And you could choose to be in the square outside the web if you want to.
Yeah, that's probably better. All right, let's say I scrabbled up over here.
All right.
And you know what? Since I only have one attack anyway, let's go for funsies and do a power attack on my hand crossbow. So this is at a -2 to attack, but it'll be 1d6 plus 11 damage if I hit.
Also, Kylum, you can re-roll your previous attacks because you should have had advantage because he is restrained in the web.
Do I have advantage?
You do have advantage as well.
But do I still have disadvantage for being exhausted, though, right?
No. Disadvantage, one level of exhausted is just disadvantage on ability checks.
Ability checks. Okay, cool. Great.
For what it's worth, right? There is a setting in the settings menu that shows you what exhaustion does at each level. There's like an exhaustion thing in there.
Oh, is
so
there?
I would go in there and find it.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, here comes power attack. 15.
Oh, 15's enough. 15's enough.
Oh,
all right.
17. Pow! Headshot.
Damn. All right. So yes, Bungo's little hand crossbow zings in, and you find the chink in the coral armor that allows the bolt to bury itself deep in this creature's flesh. However, you do notice that its not as great a hit as you would expect, and this thing, the coral sort of almost creeps in to like staunch the wound, meaning he has some damage resistance.
Yeah, some magical abilities protect this creature. Curse my mundane crossbows!
But
But
still,
that'll be it for
a
me.
solid hit. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Captain O'Marin.
Captain Omar and Stargazer is going to walk forward, and as a bonus action, we're gonna get a little shillelagh action going on his trident, and then he is going to throw his trident at this creature.
Oh. So technically, Shillelagh says it's only of melee attacks.
Okay. But if you throw a spear, is that a melee weapon?
No, because it's considered a ranged attack when you throw it.
Got it. Okay. Then I will undo that, and I will hit it with a Thorn Whip. Did that not happen?
Must be the Thorn Whip spell thing, yeah. I hear a beep, like you're doing something.
I
It's
hear
not
a
showing up
beep
again.
too.
Yeah, weird. It's not
Sorry, folks
outputting.
at home, we're having technical difficulties with the
There
Thorn
it
Whip.
is. Yeah. All right, so you have advantage on the attack roll.
Thorn Whip.
Oh! Whoopah! All right. And because, well, this is magical damage, it is able to penetrate this creature's tough hide.
Gross.
And slashing him. Do you want to do the pull effect?
I don't think it necessarily makes sense to do the webbing. Like, if he's restrained, I'll just let that not happen.
Sure. Alrighty. Sweets, down in the boat. You're muted, Blake.
Thank you. So I have a quick question regarding surgeon's orders and stuff. So the ship is being attacked right now.
Yes.
Could I give an order?
Yes. It would be you need people to carry out the order, right? So it'd either be the Phantom crew who would carry out the order, or the 3 sort of deckhands.
Other deckhands.
Right. They're currently below deck. Right. Yeah.
And right now, with the Phantom crew, if do they technically go on Varanus's turn?
Yeah, they basically go right after Varanus every time. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was wondering, I have something called Old Sea Bones. And it's the surgeon uses their knowledge of sea creature anatomy to deal more damage. They can order the crew to attack critical areas of sea creatures, alive or undead, to increase damage. The surgeon must make a medicine check with a DC 5 plus the CR rating of the creature to target its vital areas. The next weapon attack is made with advantage and deals an additional 2d10 damage if it hits.
Whoa, interesting. Okay, so you already have disadvantage because of your exhaustion.
Well, so here's what I wouldn't be the one making the attack. I would be yelling an order.
Right.
And I'm not even sure how that works in the turn order. That's where I was confused.
I see. Well, usually orders take effect immediately.
Okay. But this one would be setting up the next attack.
Basically.
Whoever attacks next would get advantage, and yeah. So I mean, would the order sort of count as my action?
No. So when you issue orders, they're basically a free action. But the ship can only do a number of orders per turn based on its crew size.
Okay, and ours can only do one, right?
Currently 2.
2? Again, yeah, this one's, I guess, a little bit weird if it's just the next attack on the person, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm reading it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think what I would like to do in that case is probably use my action and to try to clamber aboard.
Well, you don't need to use an action. It's just as part of your movement, make make an athletics check to climb up if that's the...
With disadvantage, right?
Correct.
Yeah, this is probably not going to go well. No. Not well at all.
Yes. So, like Bungo, right? You're just struggling. Your muscles are like jelly from all the hard rowing you were doing.
Do we have wherever the cannons go? Like, could I crawl into the lower decks?
So cannons aren't a thing.
Oh, right.
So there are portholes, sure. Yeah, I'll say.
I mean, are they too small for me to get through?
Usually. You want to spend a story point?
To make ours larger? I feel like I might regret that later. We'll keep them small, and I'll keep struggling up the ship.
All right, so yeah, like Bungo, you struggle up, and yeah, I'll say you're able to get here using 15 feet of your movement, and it costs you your bonus action for not
okay, that's
succeeding.
Fair. Then I think for as my free action, I'll use the Old Seabones attack order. So I'll just make a medicine check with the DC 5 plus whatever the CR rating is.
Right. Again, which has disadvantage.
Yeah, but I get advantage on medicine rolls, so it'll just be a straight roll.
Straight roll.
So normal. Where are you, Mr. Medicine Check? Here. All right. Oh.
Oh man! Look at
that.
All right, so
not that matters. It's just a super pass.
I'll say it does matter. Because as soon as you see this thing and you start sizing it up with your very, very sharp mind for anatomy and stuff, you could tell this thing is necrotic flesh that is being consumed by the coral in which it is armored. And you're not
basically a dead thing with coral growing all over it, and
but it also has some sort of semi-sentience, right? Because it's so
it was a living thing,
right? That's the only thing you're not 100% sure of is how it's animated, right? Is it still alive in some way, or is it undead, or whatever?
I'll convey this, that information to the crew. It's like, it seems to be some kind of necrotic beast. I can't tell how it's animated, but the coral is feeding on it. You should attack it.
Well,
their neck joints are.
Well, you say go for the the gaps in the armor, which would conceal the normal sort of vital organs of the creature beneath, right? Anywhere there's a gap with something like that. That's awesome. All right.
Whoever takes the next weapon attack, they'll have advantage, and they'll deal an extra 2d10 damage on a hit. And then for my attack, is anyone wounded yet? No?
Can you clear exhaustion?
So I can. I have to use another. Well, so I have a rest in a bottle buff. That's also one of my surgeon's orders. I didn't think that I could do 2.
Not in the same turn, no.
Even if I use my action for it? That's okay.
Nah.
I think then in that case, I will ready an action. If someone near me gets wounded, I'll use healer's kit
Sure.
on them for now.
Cool.
I don't have very good range stuff.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Hal is like, what do you want me to do, Captain? And he starts like circling around to the side to get like, the light in a better position.
Real quick, sorry, I forgot I had some. Is this the mast?
Yes, that is the main mast.
I'd like to get. I want to get kind of position myself behind it.
Oh, sure.
I have 40 feet of movement, so.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Then we have this terrible creature, and Kylum, you're the closest one to it. You sort of almost.
I lied. I'm not doing that. Then I won't be. My trigger won't happen. I'm sorry. I just thought about it. My trigger wouldn't, because then I couldn't move. Right.
Yeah.
Never mind. Sorry.
It's okay.
Shutting
So.
up.
Yeah. So you see this, Kylum. You see this creature, the thing underneath, almost. It seems to smile. Oh yeah, smile in glee. That you are so close to it, and suddenly from within its armor, a massive wave of different tendrils, tentacles, little tiny claws, like crab claws, right, emerge from the armor and latch on to 3 nearby foes within 15 feet. So that will be the Phantom Crew, Kylum, and Omarin.
Oh my.
Yes.
So we have to make a strength saving throw, or else we are restrained by these tentacles?
Yes. And I'm going to spend a story point to give Kylum a disadvantage.
Oh, don't worry. That won't be necessary.
Why not?
Oh, strength is kind of mid.
Almarin was not ready for this.
Yes.
Like, even a little bit.
The old 2.
All right. And, oh yes, the
Phantom Crew.
Phantom
Come on,
Crew.
We believe
Here
in
we
you.
go. Strength saving throw.
You have the strength of 10 phantoms.
Making ability checks. Okay. Nope. So now this thing has you all in its grip, right? These tendrils are sort of snaking around your arms, like, of course, with Kylum being fully armored, right? They're trying to find gaps where they can actually get to your skin. And yes, so at the start of your turns, you take some necrotic damage. And can repeat the save.
Do we take damage now and at the start of our turns?
No, just at the
Okay,
start of your turns.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. It makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. And then he's going to use his symbiotic adaptation to produce a wall of coral. Like, so the coral suddenly starts sprouting at an increasing rate, like out of its skin and back. And he creates a wall that is 20 feet long. All right. So yeah, he's gonna make a wall that's it's not square. A wall that stretches 1, 2, 3, 4, like this.
don't. Oh, okay, there we go.
Yes.
Perfect.
So, yes, this wall of coral embeds itself sort of into the deck, cutting off the creature and Kylum from the rest of your vision.
Does this also break the tendrils that are attached to Omarin?
No. The tendrils are, so this wall is made of coral, right? So it has some gaps and stuff, so you can slightly see through it, and maybe even attack through it, though, with cover penalties. And it's 1 foot thick. Looks like it has pretty durable. Yeah. So that's its turn. And now you can see why it's smiling so widely at you, Kylum.
Oh, I'm not worried at all.
Okay. And yes, as that happens, this thunking of the coral is digging into the deck. You see Gilbert Saltwick and the 2 other deckhands, they're coming up from the hold. And he's like, Captain, oh, what is that, Captain?
It is some creature of vile intent. Seems to be undead from the deep.
Oh, more undead, eh? Well, remember that we are hired as hands, not as soldiers. We are not part of the ship's complement of warriors. So anything you need us to do aside from directly intervene.
Omarin turns around and looks at the crew and says, "Be useful or be silent."
We'll go make sure all the stores are tied down. Oh. Okay. All right, back to Kylum.
So at the start of my turn, I believe the tentacles should trigger their effect.
Yes.
How much damage is that?
Oh, 8.
Well, sort of.
Oh.
Because I should have resistance on this because of my Wave Guardian. So at the end of the last session, when I was running on the water, I was doing that with the help of my Wave Guardian, which is like a water spirit that I had conjured. And the Wave Guardian is able to block the blow to some degree, give me resistance to all damage except force and psychic while I have it conjured. That said, that does weaken it, and it will lose one of the blessings that it gives me. I will no longer be able to walk on water for this conjuration. And if I keep taking damage, it will keep losing abilities. So
right.
Keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, so the water swirl of Corinas, right, deflects the blow away from you, or causes this creature to siphon, a little less, right? It gets water instead of your blood.
Yeah. The Wave Guard is it's basically just been like a sort of animated bubble of water. So I picture it's like physically getting in the way. So it's like blocking some of the tentacles a little bit.
Sure.
Like being a little bit of a barrier.
All right. So yes, you take 4 necrotic damage.
Ow. My necrotics. And I will attack.
All right.
I am restrained.
Mm-hmm. It is also
so
restrained.
That should be disadvantage.
Yes.
It's also restrained, so that evens out.
Yep.
The webbing thing, was that also restraining, or was that a different thing?
Oh, that you have to save again for at the start of your turn. So another dex save.
All right.
All right, this time, yep, you're still able to move through with ease.
So does that mean I should get advantage on this attack?
No. So it's just the things cancel out. You're just not stuck in the webbing again.
So earlier in this combat, you said that I didn't get advantage on an attack that I probably should have as a result of things. So can I get that now?
Sure. All right. Yeah,
All
we'll
right.
make up for it now.
Yeah. But it's good to know the rules is written, no advantage here, but we'll retcon that in now. All right. With that in mind, let's go.
Oh.
11. Right.
It's just this. The webbing is just not to your liking. You really are getting pissed off at whoever caused this terrible trap.
How dare you spread this vile webbing all over our beautiful ship, you terrible creature. You bring shame to this ship, its crew, and its captain. And I will go back in with the offhand rapier.
Hey, Kylum, it's just not your day.
Fear not. Don't worry. I'm on the other side of this coral wall, and you guys are like, "Oh, what's going on over there?"
And
I'm like, "Don't worry, I got this."
I think I think that burned through the buff.
Oh, is that like on triggering when I hit? It's not. Oh, okay, interesting.
Well, let's see. Hold on. Let me double
work?
check. So it says the.
I would assume it's when it hits.
The next weapon attack is made with advantage. It deals an if it hits.
Oh.
But it just says the next weapon attack is made
Alright.
with advantage.
Well, delightful. I think. Let's see.
I mean, we could say that I didn't say it to you. I just said it to him.
No, come on.
Quiet. It was a quiet order.
It's rules as come on, go in the spirit
Yeah,
of the
I mean, that's
did
right.
you say it to me? I think you did.
I
Right.
didn't
He
say
would
to
have.
you.
He would have
I'm
gotten the
assuming
benefit. Yeah.
Well,
Right.
but I meant,
You say it to
I
the
mean,
crew?
think if we're really trying to play consistently, then I yelled it to everyone, and everyone would get the advantage on every attack. That would be
in the
ridiculous.
spirit of the ability. Come on,
That would be in the spirit of the ability. It's an order.
Yeah.
Right. But it is only the next. Yeah, it's the next
Yeah,
attack.
it says
strangely, only one person gets the benefit.
Well, yeah. Well, because assuming like the situation changes enough that after that, right, you're gonna need to find a new.
Unless it
weakness.
grows, bots over its weaknesses. I would say no, but
Potentially.
we can of course
The
imagine
coral is
our
shifting.
way. Yeah, fine. The coral is shifting.
Yeah.
I was like, there's a way
Yeah.
of making
So
it.
that is it for my turn, and I believe at the end of my turn I need to make another save for the tentacles.
Yes. Strength
All right.
saving throw.
Do you want to spend any more story points? See if we can disadvantage on this.
No.
Okay, I figured it offer. You sure?
Pretty sure. Yeah. All right. So yes, you are still stuck with tentacle.
Stay back, friends. I've got this. Thwack, thwack.
Varanus orders the crew to beat down this coral wall. And they have disadvantage, but it didn't roll it that way. And we roll again. Actually, I guess I didn't need to. All right, so they try to beat through this coral, but it is exceedingly tough. They are unable to make headway with their spirituality.
Take your time.
And they also take the necrotic damage. Should have been at the start of their turn. Ooh, 7. I don't think they have resistance to that. No. And then the creature seems to, as the tentacles are drawing the spiritual life force away from the crew, it seems to regain some of its vitality.
Had it even really lost much?
It took a pretty big hit from Omarin's magical
Right,
thorn whip,
Yeah.
right? Yes. And so there you go. -7. All right. Varanus himself. He's like, oh, I don't have much in the way of Blasty cantrips.
Man, can you shoot it with the Kylum if you can get to the big scorpion thing on the front of the boat?
3. Well, yeah, you could, the ballista. 1, 2, 3,
ballista.
4, 5, 6. Yeah, Varanus is going to start walking his way around the web and towards the other side of the wall. Drawing his driftwood staff and shield. And Bungo. It is your turn.
All right, so Bungo, I've got this. How tall is this coral wall here in front of me?
It is 15 feet tall.
Okay. Is it climbable, or would it be painful to climb?
Well, you don't know about the painfulness. I mean...
Oh, sure.
But,
I assume grabbing onto coral will probably hurt, but I don't know if it will mechanically hurt.
Yeah.
Sounds like it might.
There's also plenty of rigging and things you can climb up if you want a vantage point.
That's true. Like there's like a sail basically like over where this wall is, essentially.
Right, and there's plenty of those like web kind of ropes that go up right from the side of the ship,
So yeah, so in that case, my goal is basically to climb as much as I can, just until I can see the creature again.
Do you have a climb speed?
No, I don't have an actual climb speed.
All right. So you don't need to make a check unless you want to go your full speed, but so you'll climb at half speed.
Well, that's not going to be enough, because that will only take me 10 feet. Or 12 and a half feet.
Yeah, we'll call it 15 for...
Okay. In that case, let's do some acrobatics to climb around the rigging.
All right, cool.
Faster. Is 12 enough?
Yeah, you can make a little more headway, and you swing, right? Grab one of the free hanging ropes, swing a little bit, grab some of the netting.
All right, and I look down upon this creature once I finally have my have a little bit of height and get a beat on him.
Because he is right next to the wall, he's gonna have some half cover.
Oh, sure. Well, this is just a saving throw.
Oh, I see. Oh, there you go.
Yes, as I see that this creature is physically very tough, I have decided to go for a mental attack. As I have the Curse of the Bard. This is actually Dissonant Whispers, but I thought Curse of the Bard is cooler.
Yeah, definitely.
So, this is a Wisdom saving throw.
All right. Wisdom saving throw. Come on.
Cool.
You can do it. Did it go? Oh, there we go.
Oh, that's a fail.
That is a fail. All right, so he takes some psychic damage.
Yes, so it'll be 15. Look at that roll.
Woo!
15 psychic damage. And if it has a reaction, it has to immediately use it to run away from me.
It already did use its reaction when it siphons some life force from the...
All right,
the crew.
well, there you go.
All right. So yes, you what kind of curse do you yell at this thing? What kind of seagoing curse?
I'm just like, go back to. Does this world have like Umber Lee or like whatever the equivalent of Davy Jones's locker is? I'm like, go back to the deeps with you, foul creature.
Well, you definitely seem to put some put some fear into it.
It
And
wants
it
to run, but it's so tired it can't.
perhaps. Or maybe there's something else holding it here. Omarin. Oh, yes, Omarin. You take 4 necrotic damage, and it is your turn.
Certainly take that.
Is that the only damage you've taken?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, I can heal you. I guess we can save a healer's kit.
So given this entanglement that I have, Zach, can I move or do I have to? I guess
Oh
I'm
yes,
restrained.
you are restrained. So on your turn, you can either you'll make the save again at the end of your turn. Yeah, to get free. If you wanted to take an action of some sort, I'd say I maybe give you advantage on your break free roll kind of thing, but
No, you know what? I think in this case I can see through the coral enough to target this guy with a spell.
yeah, he's yeah, you could sort of peek around the edge, right? Because you're at like the right at the end of the ship. Yeah.
That works for me. So I'm gonna hit him again. This has advantage. He's restrained.
But you're also restrained, so
Oh, that's right.
yeah. So just normal roll.
Thorn whip.
Aye! Oh. You get him, but the magical whip doesn't seem to bite so hard this time.
Yeah. And let me make the save, Zach.
Sure. Strength save.
Nope.
No. I forget. Did the Phantom Crew roll for its save? I don't think so. So they make a saving throw. Their turn. Oh, and they succeeded. So the Phantom Crew is no longer attached. Wonderful. Sweetness.
You saying the Phantom Crew's not trapped in the web, or they're not wrapped?
No, they're still trapped in the web, but they are not grabbed by the creature.
Can you? How did the? Well, I guess we weren't on the ship. I don't know how the web ended up there.
Oh, speaking of which, Omarin, you need to make a concentration check. When you took
you are right, I do. That
necrotic.
is a what kind of save?
Constitution saving throw.
All right, let's see if I succeed.
That is enough. The web stays. All right. Anyway, Sweetness bemoaning the placement of the webbing.
Well, I'm not bemoaning. Other people seem to be.
I see. Hindered.
Yeah, and I couldn't remember why I was there. And my character wouldn't because he wasn't there. So this guy does not seem very responsive to physical attacks, right? They just
Correct.
don't seem to be doing. Yeah.
Yeah. He
So,
seems to be. Yeah, it seems to be quite a tough creature. Yeah. It's mostly been the spells that have done the work.
Yeah. So I'm not going to be very useful here.
Omarin, did you inform anyone about anything else when they came aboard?
No, I just said fuck it up, but not in so many words.
I see.
How much health do you have, Kylan? Just out of curiosity. I can't see it. The Phantom Crew is covering.
I mean,
up.
I have tons.
Okay, you're fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. I could give another orders. So I have one here that's rest in a bottle,
Mm-hmm.
and the surgeon can administer a tonic to exhausted crew members.
Hmm.
It does use our one and only medical store.
But you do have
Um,
ways to replace that.
I do.
Hmm.
I'm thinking since
What would sweetness do? Would he do that? Does he see like the physical
well, I
toll
mean,
this
my
is
thought
taking?
is that the only person who really seems to be doing much damage to this guy is our captain.
Mm.
And you're not exhausted, though. Amaran, you're not exhausted, are you?
What? I've done so much damage to this guy. I don't even want to hear it.
Have you? Oh, did you? Yeah. Oh, you did 15. You're right.
Did you do 15? Oh, did you shoot him in the face for 17 with a power attack? Oh, I guess so.
No, I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was, I must have. Oh, I was.
No, carry on.
Are you up in the rigging?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that also makes it hard for me to. I guess I can try to toss you some tonic.
Yeah. I mean, I assume you sort of distribute it within reason, and that would be fine.
Yeah, so I think I'll do that.
Alright.
Yeah, Bungo, if you've been suffering from exhaustion, it's been giving you a little bit of grief, I will administer a tonic.
Thank you.
Is it how many people can it affect? Just one?
I think it says this tonic uses one of the surgeon's medical stores, but removes any penalty to the ship's speed caused by the overexertion of the crew to be negated. It can also be used to remove one level of fatigue from a PC.
Okay.
Any
Yeah.
character can attempt to take the tonic more than once within a 24-hour period. If they do, they must pass a Constitution save DC 18
Hmm.
or suffer 1d10 points of temporary Constitution damage as a result of burst blood vessels.
Wow. All right. So
Yeah.
you can try to save someone from exhaustion, maybe, but yeah, definitely as a last resort for those extra doses.
Yes.
For sure.
So I know I could take it myself, but rather than do so, I think I will toss it to Bungo, and I will probably use this. I think I'll use a story point here just to aid in the toss.
Oh, I don't think you need to roll for it. It's an order, right? I
It
think
an
this
order.
this is a moment where you're just like, all right, here's my only tonic, because that's the only one you can make today. Uses
Yeah.
up your precious
I will say,
store of laudanum or whatever, and
Yeah, whatever it
you
is.
you toss it up, and Bungo, you're easily able to snatch it
Yep.
and down it, and so you remove your exhaustion.
Thanks, Doc.
All right. Anything for your action?
Yeah. If I move, what happens if I move into the web?
You make a dexterity saving throw.
And I have to every round that I'm in there.
When you start your turn there, you got to make a save. Yep.
And I'm exhausted, so I'll do that with
Nope.
disadvantage.
Doesn't
No?
doesn't
It's just ability checks.
just ability checks, right?
But there's a huge wall of coral in my way.
Yes.
God. Is the coral monster positioned in such how? God, no.
If you want to try and attack him through the coral, he has 3/4 cover.
Yeah, no, I really don't.
You could also attack
I mean,
the
it
coral.
literally. Well, so here's what I'm thinking about doing. I think I am going to do this. Was there any gunpowder left for the gun?
No.
Never mind then. I'm not going to do that. What a useless weapon.
It was fired. The last
I didn't
time.
know if we. Yeah, I forget. He blew.
He blew
everything
his
down.
powder keg. Yeah.
Well, shit. I will stand here and I will ready another healing action. And continue to think. I mean, geez, maybe I'll position myself and just, I can use my move. And this way I could at least maybe get to the other side of
You
the
could-
coral.
Well, if you wanted to dash, right, as an action, you could swing on a rope to the other side.
Well, I can ignore difficult terrain too if I'm dashing because I have the mobile feat.
Oh, that's true.
So maybe I will just dash and get behind this.
There's a big old ballista right there.
I know. I'm thinking, but I mean, I'll have to use my dash to get to it. I
Right,
can't do
right.
anything with it yet.
Yeah.
But that is what I'm thinking.
All right.
So yeah, I'm gonna get over here and I'll use my bonus action to do my critical analysis on him.
Sure.
Just for the hell of it, and that'll be my turn.
All right. Critical analysis. What's a good symbol for that? What do we use?
Actually, sorry, this feels like obligatory. Am I able to dash if I'm exhausted?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Wasn't sure.
The only penalty at level 1 exhaustion is a disadvantage on ability checks.
Okay.
Okay. Hal Hackshaw. Boy. Well, he can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He'll dash 2, because, you know, this is the only place his light will be of use. Is pointing on it back here. The other crew scuttle back below deck to make themselves useful. And then it is the creature's turn. And it's just gonna, rather than break out of these webbing, you know, and seeing Kylum is still, you know, nicely tangled by his tentacles, this thing is just gonna try to go to town with his coral great axe. And he's gonna use a story point.
He'll be fine. Guys, where did you get all these story points from?
Well, the rowboat made a quick approach.
What?
Right?
Yeah. All right.
That sounds like somebody made like a really tasty deal.
Look, sometimes you need to teleport your boat somewhere, and you just make agreements.
Well, lucky for you, it didn't help, as the creature misses with its first attack, and it comes in with a normal roll with a second attack, but it looks like this one, too.
Against me?
Yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah. Also deflected by your dual weapons, right? You stretch the webbing a little bit, just enough to get the block. And this thing looks annoyed.
You can't fuck with Kylum. Can't do it.
But then...
People have tried. Can't be done.
But then, Bungo, you're sort of the first to notice because you have the height advantage.
High ground.
You see towards the rear of the ship. Indeed. A drow is arising out of the water at the rear of the ship, just floating on air. And he's giving a little clap. It's like, I do appreciate a good webbing, if I do say so myself.
Is this guy levitating
yes.
above the water next to the boat?
Yes.
Okay.
And then he sort of like takes a step onto the the rail, but still sort of levitating there. And he's also speaking in an accented Elvish, so only the elves or Elvish speakers amongst you understand.
So I can probably barely see him over the wall. What's going on?
Oh, I definitely don't know what he's saying. Does anyone know what he's saying?
He's making quips. It's unsure whether he's friend or foe.
Yeah, I'm the quipper around here, sir. I will not brook another fish on my boat. Get it, quipper? Ah!
The drow
Give a
laughs.
story point for that.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, I'll flip a story point.
I
for
jump
that.
overboard.
Story point, lose a character though.
Mark, you can't jump overboard. You're entangled.
Yeah.
Damn you,
Restrained.
you crazy dark elf and your maddening webs.
It's not. It's just, that's why I celebrate it. It wasn't me who even put you all in this
I
fine.
can barely understand your crazy
tangle.
accent. All I know is that you cursed us.
However, I would please ask you to desist in attacking my pet. And of course, I will stop it from attacking you, if you do so. So everyone, please just drop your weapons.
We will drop our weapons if the pet stops attacking us. It is, after all, our ship.
I'll
And
go
then-
one further. Just order him off the boat. Just tell him to jump in the water. I don't care. Get him out of here.
The guy's a walking weapon.
So the only one he understands is or ostensibly understands is Omarin.
I mean, oh, you speak Elvish, right?
Sure, I'm dealing with other shit. Yes,
Oh,
but
that's
I do speak Elvish.
Yes, you hear a strange voice, accented Elvish near the back of the ship.
Yeah.
While this creature is like blabbering in your face, he's like,
right.
he's
Yeah, it's like slamming to my armor. I'm like being grappled by this crazy tentacle thing. I'm like stretched the webs, and I'm like, I guess I could spare it.
Yes, well, as you see, it just tried and failed to attack your companion. So it's right now, I think this is a good time. We are at an impasse. So drop your weapons.
Again, good friend, this is our ship.
Well, hang on.
I'm
Are you
willing-
using? Oh yeah, I can't talk to this guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
well,
let Amar me deal with this.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
While this is going on,
I am willing to parlay, but not to drop my weapons. If you have good intentions, then you have nothing to fear.
Omar, let's just drop our weapons.
While this is going on, I would like to sort of subtly nudge the ballista so that it's, and I'll do a stealth check on this if I need.
Sure.
Nudge the ballista so that it's pointing toward the back of this creature.
Sleight of hand check if you're better at that. I don't know.
I could do, I mean, whichever one you think is appropriate.
I think it's a big enough thing that you need to avoid it like squeaking and stuff.
Stealth.
So I think the stealth is fine.
And I'm going to use a story point.
All right.
To make it a normal check because
Call.
I'm still exhausted.
Yes, that's true.
Tired of being exhausted. All right, here we go. That crit, show me that crit.
15.
That is pretty good. So I mean, at least nothing.
I'm trying to.
No one
listen,
reacts
whenever they
immediately.
start talking, I'm like. When they start talking.
Yeah. No one reacts immediately to that happening.
Omar, we should consider trusting this man. I'm sure. Worst case scenario, we could just kill this creature unarmed.
If you think so, Kylum, and Omarin is going to say, crew, we have friends
What?
on board.
What?
They seem to
no.
mean us no harm. Well, at least this one does on the stern. So let us make an acquaintance and lower our weapons and make this man feel at home.
I drop my rapiers, and they don't move at all because they're all caught in the webs.
Yeah.
So I'm just like let it go. This is like, okay.
I don't even have any weapons out.
True.
I haven't even dropped.
Aside from this ballista that you're standing
I'm just near it.
next to.
I'm just
Mhm.
standing near it.
Just loitering.
Yeah, loitering.
All right. Hal is holding the lantern, being like, "Are you sure about this, Captain?"
We shall see.
Okay, I'll be ready. Magnus is like, Are you kidding me? You're gonna just drop your weapons? Of course, only Bungo can hear this.
Look, I
Varanus.
haven't said anything about dropping my weapons.
Well,
Warren, you
Varanus
gotta
is
say it in
like,
common, or the other people, the
I'm
silly
very
people won't
confused
understand you.
about why suddenly everybody's dropping their weapons after speaking in Elvish.
Pointy, stabby, boo-boo, stick, no hold.
You gotta say it in less common.
Oh, we know, but that's what common sounds like compared to the beauty of Elvish, of course.
Why are we disarming on our own ship, Captain?
We want to make our new companion feel at home.
Oh, so we're not surrendering? Because it sounded
No.
like in the Elvish there, it sounded like you were surrendering.
No, we're just making our new friend feel at home.
Okay.
He doesn't have any weapons, does he?
no.
The drow.
No, not visibly.
But Elvish
Yeah,
doesn't have any words for surrendering. We use Orcish words for that.
You do see he has at least, aside from the levitation effect, he does have a magical field around his body.
I mean, this is sure, but that's,
Clearly some kind of wizard.
we can always pick up our weapons again, like that's not a big deal.
Sure. All right.
Sure.
I will reluctantly holster my crossbows.
All right. As well, the sounds of combat die down. Did I fix this enough? Yay! Oh, not quite.
This thing tries to hit me with an axe again. I'm gonna be a little mad.
Yeah. So, as you all put your weapons down, the wizard's like, "Oh, very wonderful, very good. Shall we speak in common now?"
I prefer that. Yeah, sure.
And a bit of the crew if we must.
I mean, actually, could we speak in Halfling? Could we do that? Or
Is that an option?
No, I'm
Like
sorry, I
common,
do
but-
not know that tongue. It's not a tongue
okay,
I'm
all right.
familiar
Well, I guess
with.
we'll stick with common then.
We
Kind
can
of
go
what it's
back.
for. My
back then.
point. You know.
Yes,
Sylvan.
yes. So how oh yes, and the creature's tentacles let you go. They like slither off of
Gross.
your skin and leaving this like purpley welt, behind, as well as the wall sort of crumbles.
Does
Omar,
the web stay?
yeah. Are you keeping the web?
Lauren is gonna like sort of raise his hand and then like turn his hand like this, and you see like a little ball of flame happen, and then the web just like disintegrates. It looks like it's sort of going up in flames. It gives the effect that the webs in Ocarina of Time give when you light them on fire. That's what it's gonna do.
100% what I was picturing.
Nice.
Yeah,
All right,
drop
and
down
so
off the ranking. So wait, are we gonna have like tea with this guy now? After he sends this undead coral abomination after us?
Sometimes people's dogs get away and they nip at, pedestrians' heels, and we can't fault their owners for that.
Don't mistake. My newest creation's business aboard your ship was intended.
Well, it's making me
Yes.
feel less excited about welcoming you
Dropping
on
our
board.
weapons.
Our weapons.
Now, don't get me wrong. I wasn't going to let it go too far, of course. This was what you might say a test run of my latest creation.
And what sad creature was this that became your latest creation?
Oh, just some poor soul who died at sea. We get so many of those, especially these days.
Mark, does this make you like insta rage?
What? People die.
Oh, okay, cool.
Look, if I look weird about the undead, I mean, there's like a ghost army like 2 feet to my left.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's okay.
Yes, and point of fact, I sensed this strange undead presence that I had never encountered before, and was interested to see what it was.
I look around nervously. Yeah,
Oh.
just the crew, right? There's no other ghosts around here.
Well, so how did you feel my creation performed? Please, your honest opinions.
Seems pretty tough.
Yeah.
You know, I
Mid-
shot
mid-
him, and it didn't seem to hurt him that much. So, you know, normally shooting people hurts them. So, like, I was impressed by that.
I give it like a C minus.
Wow, not very high opinion. Said the one who
you get
is.
an A from the captain for creativity and originality.
I guess I'll take that.
Have you ever thought about making an undead band instead? Like, could he play an instrument?
Or at least a band that's gratefully dead.
I mean, they're not. I don't see why I would. Frankly, it's not very. It's not my job to entertain.
Oh. Is it your job to make warriors?
Well, I am a sentinel, you might say.
Do you protect these islands? Is that what you're saying?
These islands, not all of them for sure.
Well, this island?
Maybe, perhaps not.
Wow, useful.
Yeah.
Cryptic.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna go on the perhaps side.
You can make an insight check.
Okay, sure.
I'll do one as well. With fucking disadvantage.
That's true.
Look, you're tired. You can't tell what's up or down.
Wow.
I tagged myself.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so you're pretty reasonably sure that yes, there are probably a dark elf community on this island.
And this guy's probably protecting. He's like a guard.
Suppose. He seemed when he said duty, right? You know, that seemed pretty serious to him. You know, or he seemed to take it kind of seriously. Yeah, but
I hope these guys aren't like sworn to protect the star metal from any and all invaders. He's like, haha, we can be all cool as long as you're not after the star metal, right? Like, I'm really worried about that now.
So, So why this low assessment? You in the armor.
I look around a little bit. Oh. No, yeah, it was fine, I guess, right? Didn't manage to, like, get through my armor or anything, which that's fine. Most things can't, but, right, I thought if you really wanted to, be a sentinel, guard the islands, like, there's a lot of nasty pirates and stuff around here. You might want something with a little more heft to it.
Well, that's okay. It's more firepower, more.
Oh, for sure. Why is there just one?
Well, it's what. Because that's all I had. This is my first try. This is prototype number 1.
Okay, I mean that's a good start. But back where I'm coming from, we had like. When we guard our village, like we don't have like one archer. We litter the trees with them.
No, this is more like my side hustle. This is my, a personal project. I have my normal abilities to Gar Sentinel, thank you very much.
He's just pitching you right now. This isn't even related to his day job at all. Like,
Oh, okay. I mean, it's pretty good that if you're, I'm not gonna say amateur. I think it's better than that for sure. You're putting some good work into this. I'm, you should be very proud. Clearly, the Dark Elves and Necromancy. You've been working on this for a while. You got some real stuff going on here. I like the coral.
Yes, this is something new. I don't know if anyone has ever discovered this thing before. So I'm very excited to see what it could do. And also wanted to...
What's the big innovation?
He gives you a... Come on. Like he's gonna tell you his secrets, his magical secrets that he just spent so much time... Yeah, this is like, read the patent, the magic patent
all right.
when it comes.
I get it. It's under NDA right now. Like, yeah.
I'll wait for the press release. I get it.
But I'll give you a slight hint. It's an organism meshed with an undead creature with living coral growing on it. It is fascinating.
All right, trying to get like a little best of both worlds there, living, unliving.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
well, it's so the coral can be mobile, in fact. Yes.
Sure. It's definitely new to me. I have not seen, moving coral before. But I guess really slowly.
Exactly. All right, so could do better. Well, that's a little...
Think bigger. Think bigger.
Well, there are limitations. You don't understand.
Fine.
I can't.
Fine. I'm just an idea guy. Don't worry about it.
And my second reason for coming aboard your fine vessel is that I wanted to make sure you weren't with the others.
The others? No, I'm pretty sure we aren't with the others. Guys, are we with the others?
I'm only with us.
Who, unless, and I look over at Sweetness, I'm like, unless he's the other, he's a bit odd.
He's one of us.
Oh, okay.
No,
Yeah.
And he looks over, glancing across the deck, easily just... You could see his line of sight going exactly to Hal, one of the others.
What you mean, a black rift?
The Rifters, I think you call them, yes.
No, he's retired.
No, he's reformed. He's not tired. He's one of us. He's with us. We can personally vouch for his not being a black rifter.
Well, to be clear, we've been fighting the Black Rifters. We were just fighting them like a couple days ago.
True. We have beef with the rift.
Ah, so have you come to stop their operations here? That would be very good fortune.
The Black Rift is here.
We didn't. I know that they had beaten us here.
What?
Yes, you did. Have you not encountered? They have an armada in these waters.
Apparently, our crack squadron navigated right past it.
Indeed. Yeah.
We probably shouldn't tell them about that other thing.
Yeah. Do you? I mean, they are an enemy. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. And do you?
Yeah,
do you
for
have
sure.
a plan to defeat these Black Rifters, this fleet that is invading your islands?
Also, have you ever heard of Scarlet Kate's treasure?
Or
So
Crimson Cake.
many questions. That's sometime a wizard can do their work in peace and quiet. It's the field stuff that gets so drawn out and wearisome. Now, I owe you none of these answers.
That's fair.
Except you do make a good point that, well, perhaps you could do something about their presence here.
Sure. We
Oh yeah.
if we do help with that, is it possible that you could help us with some stuff too? We're on sort of a treasure hunt.
Huh. Yeah, so you mentioned Scarlet Kate's treasure.
We're also looking for this kind of special kind of metal, star metal.
He goes a little more pensive, and he's like,
Oh no.
"Hunting wishes, are you?"
More like pieces, little pieces of a thing, but like, and just one wish. I think, yeah, eventually. That would be the ultimate goal, yeah.
Chasing legends. Well,
It's pretty romantic, huh?
for sure. Well, you are in luck, because one has fallen here not more than 2 moons ago, I would guess. By this,
Wow,
by
that
this
recently.
point. Yes. Yes, we saw it fall, striking one of the islands in the southwest. And now that island has become specially volatile in the wake of the whatever it was that fell from the sky.
You said we've seen sort of like smoke and stuff coming up,
Yeah, well, I mean,
right?
they are
But it could
volcanic,
be they're volcanic islands, right?
right. So there's steam and smoke that comes up from many of
And
the
trying to
islands.
recall, I mean, have we seen, or can we see an area of the sky where it looks like the smoke is thicker or anything like that?
It's very difficult because of all the smoke and steam in the air. It's almost there's like constant visibility limitation.
Okay.
So you can tell because you're near the close ones, right, that it's coming from these islands, but the ones
Okay.
that are further away, um, yeah, it's hard to see any
It is
detail.
seeming increasingly like we're going to need this guy's help.
So, you know, could you give us some any more specifics about where it fell?
Well, it is not my purview. It fell beyond my house's borders, and as thus, uh, we did not send a venture party, but a little
You
less
did
than
say a
a
southwest aisle, right?
yes,
Okay.
a little less than a week ago, the Rift Armada started showing up. Though the Rift had been operating in the Blazing Isles for the past couple years, and have even captured some of my people as slaves for mining operations. We strike back on occasion, freeing some.
Sweetness is putting, the magic wand, the fire spin, they must be sort of here probably interested in materials for gunpowder.
Mm-hmm. Doom powder.
Doom powder, excuse me.
Uh, yes. But yes, this recent interest and influx of ships and manpower is unprecedented, and they've taken a couple of our own vessels by surprise at times, capturing our people yet again. So we have been taking a step back from action. We believe if they conclude their search, they will largely sail away. And so we will wait.
We're their sex. I mean, their sex, their search, uh, for the doom powder. Sorry, I was just talking about the doom powder. The
No,
search
so
for the doom powder, or
the
search
more
for the.
recent, right, within the last week,
It's
the
gone up, and now
the
we can infer that they're probably looking for the star as well. Great. Okay.
yes, their operations do seem to be concentrated around the southwest.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we're gonna have to go over there then to the southwest to go find the piece of the star. If you can help us, I mean, if we succeed, like they'll come after us, and at least some of them will leave you. I can only imagine that would be beneficial to your people.
In the long run, not really. The sooner they leave sooner, they leave later. We wait. Humans
Isn't it
are...
better if you just like sink their vessels or like drive them off though?
Why? Why spend so much blood? And of course the houses would never all agree to do to it, and so if one house commits to such action, another house would attack the stronghold.
I see.
Yes, we don't have the
Complicated
forces.
people.
You have no idea.
Well, I mean, that sounds like a tricky political situation. I can certainly relate. But if they're like enslaving your people, like, I feel like someone's got to do something.
Well, I know you hear what he's saying though. They're not his people, right? Like he's got his house.
Yeah.
He doesn't think of them as his people.
I mean, some of our house have been captured, sure, and, well, they will outlive their slavers.
That seems grim.
So our best
They were
option is
stupid
find a
enough
way
to get caught.
right?
I think Sweetness is maybe becoming a little bit, I don't know, flustered and confused by what's going on, and
Or
kind of burst out.
exhausted.
So, were you just testing your beast on us?
In part, have we not gone over this? I thought you were
Yeah,
supposed to be a
that's
smart
definitely
one.
what was-
Yes, it was to test my creature and to also find that you weren't some of these rifters.
I think it's, well, if the test is done and we've given you our assessment and you won't help us and we can't help you, then I see no point to continue this conversation. They're wounded to be tended to and repairs to be made on the ship.
Wow.
Cranky pants.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a
I'm exhausted.
mouth. What a
I
mouth.
kind of agree with you, but so I'm not going to say anything. But
You know, if I had a mind to, you would regret such words. But
Don't worry not. He regrets his words constantly, almost every day.
font of regret, this man.
I don't say anything, but I don't look like I regret my words.
well, there is one thing. One thing.
Oh.
Do you have any dead lying around?
I think we dumped ours already.
Yeah, I don't think we have any lying around. But if we make some, we'll be sure to tell you.
Well, okay, sure.
We run into the Black Rifters who might be able to hook you up.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, if things go south.
Well, I'll keep an eye on your operations.
I was gonna say we could make some dead for you.
If you would be so willing. And lastly, so what are these apparitions? Speaking about the Phantom Crew, and could I purchase them? Perhaps.
This is a
All
very...
right, Zach. Let's hear your best Avernus.
Well, I don't know. They are they are my people.
Yeah.
They are my people. I cannot sell them simply. No. They are. We are to fulfill a quest together, and they have risen to my call from beyond the grave. But that is as far as I know. It was spontaneous magic. Almost.
Baroness is possessed of a pretty sick destiny that I'm writing about, so basically that's why he has ghosts following him. They're like, this is like deep magic. This is no simple spell. This is draconic, magic.
Indeed.
To mention, your bardic tale can't end with a purchase.
Ah, well, it was worth a try. Very well, I will, and he sends some sort of hand signal to the creature, and the creature starts slowly backing away towards the edge of the ship, and then promptly drops overboard.
Man, I wanted to block that thing.
And does the drow like levitate down in underwater? Like how does he go?
He turns invisible, and then you hear a splash.
Okay. Well, that was interesting, huh?
I think Sweetness sort of collapses onto the deck. You know, removing his
Yeah.
hand from anywhere near the trigger of the ballista. Maybe spins the ballista back out to face the ocean.
Yeah.
Well, that was. He was awfully forthcoming with information for us.
Gratefully, we know we have company.
I think we're quite lucky. I went to the shores, the island, to see if we could meet with the Dark Elves, but one came to meet with us.
Yeah, that's true. He could have done without like assaulting us with a undead zombie coral first, but you know.
Oh,
Honestly, that's way better than I thought this was gonna go. But
Well, we do have more information, and I'm glad we didn't run into this fleet of Black Rifters.
Yeah.
Maybe I turned to Hal a little suspiciously. I'm like, "What do you know about this?"
I've been with you. What do you think I'm? What am I
Well,
using your
like,
sending
everybody
stone?
else like rolls their eyes at this in this one. It's like, come on, like.
I think.
No, some of them did get off the ship, and it would have been easy to exchange some information with them after we already knew that we were going to the Blazing Isles. Or, more like, what do you knew we were going to the Blazing Isles, and you haven't said anything about Black Rifters being here?
Well,
Sounds
the
like we got
last
here
time I
recently.
saw Black Rifters, until I met you, was like 7 years ago.
Right. These guys got here like within the last 2 weeks when the star fell.
No.
No, there
They
was also like a
clearly-
mining operation before that.
Oh,
I was like,
Right, the black
they're
powder.
clearly here
But
for
I don't know
the
if it's been like
Doom
7
powder.
years, right? Like, I don't know. And
Yeah, I don't know
who
how
knows,
old-
like common knowledge to everybody. Like, come on.
Yeah, stop
Well, what?
bullying Hal, and let's get to the bottom of this.
Yes.
Well, Hal can certainly help us get to the bottom of this. How can we
Well,
hide
what do you-
and or get around? We now got to navigate a bunch of islands full of Black Rifters. Could we make our ship look like a Black Rifter
Navigate
ship?
a bunch of islands, but there's one island that we want to get to, the southwest island where the star fell.
Right. Well, there's a couple islands down there. Right.
right.
And
There's a lot
there's
of islands here.
sailing in between.
Yeah.
Should be able to narrow this down because now we've got the compass and the southwestern heading.
But per my comment, there are Black Rifters here.
Yeah.
And we will have to avoid them
Zach,
somehow.
how far away do we think those islands are? And if the answer is you can't tell, turn into like something tomorrow and figure it out. It's totally an okay answer, but do we have a sense of like how
On our map.
big these islands
yeah.
are?
If you, let's bring everyone to the main map. Yes. Everyone here. All right, so yeah, unfortunately on this map there's no scale, so that's nice because you can sort of make up distances. So yeah, it's coming.
Scales.
It's like Hirish, right?
Right, you guys are this pink triangle, and the compass is pointing right in there, right?
Yeah,
Sort of to one of those two islands, sort of.
So we're
Right.
gonna put these green dots.
Yes,
These are the
exactly.
two islands. Okay.
But of course, even on this map, right? This map doesn't depict all the islands, right? Because there are smaller,
Sure.
smaller like archipelagos and stuff, all throughout. It's part of what makes it dangerous. Yeah. So Fortunately, right, you haven't encountered any Black Rift ships. But whether you were just lucky, or maybe you just didn't go into the area that they're primarily in, right? You don't
Did
know.
we get? Did he give us intel on where their mining operation was?
No, he seemed to indicate that they do it sort of haphazardly, almost like here and there. They'll set up like a mining camp for a couple weeks. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I don't know, Captain. Yeah, I don't know about how to make a boat stealthy. I mean, what do you think is?
We
Do we
either
take the sea and swim?
travel. I mean, we
Well,
either travel in dense fog or do not take the big boat.
Yeah.
Do we have a way of making like magic fog? Like look around
This
our
guy does.
records.
Amaran
Not
does, as well as yeah, and Varanus is like, yes, I can do fog too.
but like
Uh,
not at the scale to hide a ship.
No, yes.
Maybe the small
But
ship. Right?
as
Maybe
as
the
we've
rowboat.
been going through, right, visibility is pretty limited. Barely 100 feet.
Yeah.
Do we think that's a temporary phenomenon or a common navigational?
Maybe it's a
Um,
result of the volcanic situation.
yeah, it's hard to. Well, you could make a nature check.
I will absolutely do that, and I
Yeah.
feel like Omarin would get
That's your
advantage of
thing, right?
this. Is I'm gonna take that story point.
All right.
I'm glad I did.
Nice.
Boosh.
Yes. So you think it would be a pretty regular and natural phenomena.
Okay.
Maybe the recent increase in activity has made it denser, but it's hard. That's really hard to say, for sure.
So the challenge here is navigating in the fog, not running into any black rifters, and not running into any beds of coral or rocky
Yes.
atolls or
Right.
sandbanks or pools of lava or all the other sort of
Well, they don't
Yeah,
call them
the-
adventures because they're safe, Captain.
I'm wondering if we could figure out something how these drow travel underwater.
Well,
Uh,
that kind of gets me to what I was thinking.
Right. You guys feel the ship rock a little bit.
Okay.
When I say that,
Is he listening
Yeah.
to us?
I
I hate it.
peer cautiously over the edge. Do I see anything?
No, because you don't
Be
have dark
invisible.
vision. So yeah, you look down
What's that?
into the water, but there's no light sources down there, so it just gets black.
Yeah.
And the reflection from the glow in the sky doesn't help either.
One thing
Looks
we
really
do know
cool.
is that there are like drow families are in the area. Like there is one. It sounded like the guy that we met was not related to them, but that there probably are some. If we could make contact with them, they might be able to guide us to the star piece or give us more information, or give us just generally some sort of something we could use against the Black Rifters in the area. Like I'm sure that they would have issues with the local Black Rift gang.
Yeah, hire one on as a navigator.
Yeah, I figure we certainly could contact some of the other houses or try to.
Not a bad idea.
Perhaps.
Yeah, we've only run. We might even be able to. Maybe this guy wasn't willing to help us, but maybe some of the others would.
That guy
Yeah.
seems like the nicest drow I've ever heard of, and I don't know
Yeah,
that I want to go knocking on the doors.
I mean, I agree. There's risk him knocking on the doors. It's possible he could like introduce us or has a contact or connection, and it's also possible that I think if we make ourselves useful, they will see the use, right? Like if we're offering them something that they would.
We could go and
get an advantage
slaughter
from.
some Black Rifters. Yeah, and are you saying like bringing back some bodies?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, not the direction I was going, but
The
That
surgeon
sounds
always
like the
his
thing
mind
he was
on bodies.
I think that sounded like the thing he was interested in bartering with.
Well, one of
Uh,
the things.
his
yeah.
idea, not mine.
I was just saying, he could like introduce us to the local house of Dark Elves.
I think we should just try and go full stealth mode here.
Okay.
This is just a boat challenge. This is a sailing test, is what this
Why don't
is.
we just
IMO.
row to the you know, other island?
Well,
I
That's a
presumably it'd
terrible
be a lot slower, right?
yeah,
Yeah, and probably
it's
exhausting.
right, and
Right.
it's pretty far, right? Yeah, between
Speaking of exhaustion, I do it does strike me that we're probably safe here in this harbor now that we've tested his monster.
I mean,
Yeah,
as far
comparatively
as you
safe.
know.
As far as we know,
Yeah.
Sweetness would not be opposed to a good rest.
Well, I mean,
To
that's why
you
you
know,
parked here, right? For
yep, to get rid of his exhaustion, and
hmm
then perhaps we can sail with the morning fog, or unless do we want it? We could sail at night. My
no, no.
checks are going to be
That's why you
bad, but
guys wanted to, yeah, find a spot. Because sailing at night is a
well, I just
bad
mean
idea.
it's a straight up bad idea.
It's a bad idea.
All
Doesn't seem like
right.
a good
Captain,
idea.
captains knows.
No, but like it's an
Especially,
exceptionally bad idea.
I mean, no black drifters probably, because they won't be sailing at night.
Right. Only an idiot would sail at night, which is why
Which
they'll
is
never.
why we should do it.
I
Oh my
think
god, amazing.
that's no. Hard veto.
To be
All
honest,
right.
I think we should sail at night. I think that's a good plan. Like, yeah.
Ah,
Well, we
Are
gotta
the
go with the captain on this one.
Okay, you know why? Because don't like we. Doesn't some people on the ship have dark vision?
Yeah, but it
Isn't
only
this
goes
the whole
to
thing about
60.
that? Yeah, but they're
how,
like, that's the thing.
how,
It's not bad.
how's like, oh,
Honestly, that's only 40 feet shy of what it is in the fog.
Yeah.
you don't try to sail at night. Not in these waters.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
that's
You hit the
Oh, he
reef
knows
too
enough about
easy.
these waters to know we shouldn't sail in them, but not enough about them to know
Well,
that it's
any
fucking
No.
sailor
Yeah,
worth
it's
his
really
salt
interesting.
knows the
Really
Blazing
interesting.
Isles. The Blazing Isles are no place to go. So very dangerous.
if we do anything, we sail cautiously in the fog. Zach, is there any wind when it's foggy?
Yes, the fog is again, it's mostly a mix of like fog and smoke. So it's like a fog and steam, right? So it's like constantly being generated by like the vents under the water, right, that bubble up, um, as well as the ash and smoke coming from the volcanoes themselves, right? So it's constantly swirling around and mixing, and so even wind might disperse it temporarily, but it quickly sort of fills in.
Got it. So we could sail through this. I think that's our plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll sleep tonight and we'll set sail in the morning.
All right. Why don't we take a 5 or so minute break here, so you can do your long rest stuff, and yeah, we'll
Sounds
be
good.
back in a
Deal.
few.
All right. think so.
Hello, everyone. We are back. So the crew has taken their first overnight rest in the blazing isles. The scent of sulfur permeates the air, right? Even below decks, you can't get away from that smell of rotten eggs. So delicious.
Witness is like sleeping just with dried herb, just like laying on his face, and he hates this. He's constantly perfuming himself.
Bugs also unpleasant side effect. These little flies and mosquitoes getting in, constantly harrying you in the wee hours of the morning.
Um, I will summon a bat to have it eat all of the bugs that are like just like sort of like sit like sort of on my bed and eat all the insects.
Oh, sure.
Does it have to do its little sonar chirp though? Because
We can't hear that, right? Well, I mean, maybe the elves can, but I assume like.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing you would hear much over the creak of the ship. And...
you should just cast web around yourself.
It doesn't last all night.
That's true.
That would be funny though.
Would be funny.
All right. So yes, the rest of the night passes as dawn breaks through the smog of the volcanoes in the east. And yes, the ship is ready to set sail again.
Did we ever? And I guess we never found out what made that thud last night, right? Yeah.
No one went to investigate.
Yeah. I'm not crawling
fine.
into the ship. Yep. Let's go gather some bodies.
All right. So you head out from the inlet that you had found for safe harbor, and Doc, roll me a d12.
I will roll you a d12. Hot roll. Hot die.
Oh, all right. Let me see. Someone give me a perception check.
Who's got
I will
the
do that.
best? Yeah.
I already
Or
did it.
Bungo will do that.
Bungo's got it. Oh, just enough. Bungo, you see a bubble in the water straight off the bow, right? Starting to boil up, right? And
Bubble off the bow!
yes, it looks like a sudden geyser of steam might be about to erupt. All right, I need now an investigation check.
Ooh, give me that one. I have expertise. Here I come. Oh,
God.
sorry. Not with disadvantage. It's
Uh,
still a 12.
Still a 12 doesn't do it. So, Sweetness, you run towards the bow of the ship, but you're not as familiar with, water phenomena. And so you see this bubbling, but you can't really get a good read on it.
Hard to port.
All right.
Turn the
Captain
We
shouts
need
an
to drop
order.
sails and
Oh, just turn hard the
Hard
wheel,
to
hard to
port.
port.
I'm turning the wheel. Ah! Like,
Well,
would that
Hal
do if
Hal
the
is
ship
usually
wasn't
on the wheel, right?
I've taken over. I pushed him aside.
All right. Well, make me a water vehicles check, or just a straight up
Absolutely.
dexterity check. Yeah, dexterity water vehicles.
out of curiosity, on a stationary vehicle, wouldn't that not do anything?
Well, you guys are going. You guys have set.
Oh, okay. We've
off.
started sailing.
Yeah.
13.
Oh man, we are really suffering.
Unless Bungo had inspired the ship or anything this morning or recently.
Would I have to spend a story point to retroactively do that, or can I just do it?
A story point. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
All right.
I probably should have done that, but okay.
So, are you gonna... So, yeah, the ship now has that Bardic D6 inspiration die, so anyone making a check for the ship, whether it's a helm roll or attack roll, can use it. Do you wish to use it, Kylum?
Yes.
Okay.
So I
Roll
roll
a
D6. Okay, here we go. Nat 6. Oh! Always
Hey,
had
he
it.
called it. All right. So with Bungos as the shanty leader and bosun of the ship, you reached a hiccup right in the wheel. The wheel wasn't turning over anymore. There was a kink in the chain or something, and Bungo's magic seeped down into it and unwrapped the chain, and then the wheel was free to continue turning. And lastly, I need someone who hasn't gone to make me a nature check.
We'll do that.
Lauren.
Bam! Alright, so you guys sail through this crew sailing check. Breezing by, Elmarin, you realize, yes, this was a steam geyser. I guess all geysers are steam. Underwater geyser. That, yeah, could have potentially rocked the ship in a very, very dangerous way, had you been straight over it. Luckily, Bungo's sharp eyes and Kylum's quick maneuvering on the wheel.
With Bungo's help.
Right, with Bungo's assistance. So,
Someone's gonna keep this boat in shape.
so which way do you head on the map?
Like going around the southern part of that island that was...
Right, are you going... basically, are you going to
Are
the
we gonna go
south?
down
Or, yeah, around
Will
northwest?
that depend on wind some?
Good.
Winds
good
are
point.
always favorable for the cerulean wind. But also because sailing is hard, nobody wants to keep track of that.
Yeah, wind is generally gonna... There's enough wind because of the warm air currents that are constantly going through.
Okay.
I feel like with the wind conditions, it's like Zach will tell us when they're bad, and that's when it matters. But otherwise, they're fine.
Then south is certainly the path of least resistance.
Yeah, and I wonder if the Black Rifters, because they're more northerly, would naturally come through the Northern Passage.
Sure, that tracks.
Okay.
So you're going around the south?
Yes.
Yes.
Like actually,
cool.
That's their favorite spot to enter the islands.
Well, we'll see with another... I need a D12.
Oh, someone else.
Someone else. Let's see what
do
we
it.
got.
Fairness.
Four.
Enemy sails! Oh boy.
Oh God.
Wow.
I need a
Only
perception check.
100 feet away? I mean, what's visibility here, right?
Perception check. Someone.
I can make a perception check.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, that was almost a 20.
Eee. Bungo, are you gonna re-up your inspiration on the ship?
Yes.
All right. Do you want to spend this
Dang.
inspiration, Mark?
I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. I guess I will.
All right.
Oh God.
I didn't call
Yet
I should've called
it is enough, right? Kylum, your
Okay.
eyes, right? You get this, the very corner of your visor vision, right? You get this, this impression of a large dark shape, and you turn and almost lose it, but yes, through the dense fog, 100 feet off your port bow, you
Fucking close.
see a Black Rift vessel between the columns of smoke and steam, and it seems they haven't noticed you yet.
Can we assign like a
Captain
crew,
Black Rift.
someone to like man the ballista or something like that?
Yeah, that's what the sort of living crew mem are like. Gunner. They're the gunners, or the dedicated gunners.
Okay. So, yeah, let's send one of them there.
Towards them or away from them?
You are going towards them.
Okay. I call for the maneuver that I believe is called the Crazy Ivan.
What? Right now?
It will turn us around, right?
You heard the captain.
Crazy
No.
Ivan.
We don't change our momentum. We just move. I mean, we'll lose a lot of momentum.
You heard the captain.
All right,
Crazy
fine.
Look
Go
around.
crazy.
Here, so this is the first time I've done this. Okay, and so Veritas, concentrates and he's like, crew, we need an Ivan! And the Phantom crew suddenly disperses and fades away. And you all feel the ship suddenly, almost stretch under your boots. And then the ship is suddenly somewhere else, or slightly somewhere else.
Or somewhere now.
Probably hard to tell in the fog.
Alright, well, these aren't the right positions, but...
All right, crew, get the new bearings for us.
Alright, well, we need another check here. Let's see. Well, with this change, with this sudden change in direction, the sails need attending to, so I need an athletics check from someone to rig the sails.
That should not be me.
That sounds like my job.
Yeah, you're pretty strong for a halfling.
Oh, there he goes. Right. Bungo not caught unawares by the wizard's magic.
I've been drilling for this Crazy Ivan for weeks.
Indeed. So, yes, you're ready to put the sails exactly right and even gain a little burst of speed because of your quick action there. I now need a survival check to find a good route to take into into the fog in order to hide.
Then we'll set the course of the ship.
All right.
Nice.
Easy. Omarin, hundreds of years at the helm, knows exactly where to go. And now we need a stealth check from someone, or could be made with the crew's bonus.
Okay.
Unfortunately, yes, the 11 doesn't quite do it, but
Well,
due to the captain's course and Bungo's extra speed, he was able to capture in the change of sail. You all narrowly evade being seen by the Black Rift Armada.
Nice.
And so you all, yes, progress down down the coast of that larger isle. That's a good question. Are you hugging the coast? Or are you more sailing a little bit further away from that the longer island there?
So, I mean, Zach, conceivably we want to give as much room as we can away from the coast, but we can't know where we are unless we see the coast, right?
Well, basically, you'd be able to see like the land start poking out from the fog, and again, there's constant sort of breaks in the fog and closures because of the chaotic wind currents. So you'd be able to sail however close you wanted to the coast,
So we'll stay pretty far away.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, you come around the southern tip of that long island, and Bungo, you hear the compass needle spinning in your uh, pouch.
Oh, well, I will yank it out.
And as you do, and you set it sort of straight in your hands, you notice it points towards that smaller isle that's slightly further out in the southwest.
I'll get up by the captain by the wheel, so you can use the compass to help you navigate here.
Mm.
I mean, don't. I'll hold it for you. Don't. You don't have to hold it. I'll hang on to it. But
You just sort of stand there, like you know, in
Yeah.
front of the helm station with it in your hands, just sort of like a pedestal for
yeah.
Hal to look at to point to. Oh, you might need to like stand on a stool to see over the helm, but we'll make sure to get you on.
You know,
I mean,
Bungo,
I don't really need to see over the helm.
being a carpenter, you could create a compass holder to put at the helm for the future.
Yeah. No, I just like making sure that it's like secure though.
Well, you could make it. You could put latches.
Yeah, but I feel like it's more secure with me just watching it.
Uh, I see. I see. Personal item.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as you and Hal are having this discussion, Sweetness, what have been doing about ship? Have you been observing, wildlife again as the ship's been sort of going? You're muted.
I'm imagining as this is a somewhat of a stressful endeavor. I'm actually perhaps staying near the front of the ship or something like that, and keeping on the lookout, and trying my best to, I think, contribute in those kinds of ways as we navigate the precarious waters. So yeah, less studious this time around, knowing that the stakes are pretty high.
Sure. All right. So yes, as you are at the helm, or sorry, at the bow, you do see a sort of wider break in the fog, and definitely a couple miles distant out toward that smaller island, you see several sets of sails on the water.
I mean, I think Sweetness's eyes sort of.
You guys are still like
widen
at the edge of the
dread.
fog, so yeah. But this is as the drow said, an armada has come to
I
the
think,
Blazing Isles.
not wanting to yell in these conditions, I kind of scamper back toward the captain. Run up to Omar and convey this information. Captain, the fog just broke, and I'm afraid our jar friend was correct. There's a veritable armada surrounding the island. How many ships? Again, what would be a rough guess if I had to count?
You probably see only 4 sets of sails, but
Okay, so I saw at least 4 sets of sails.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe more.
Are there any other natural harbors on this island? Do we know?
You're gonna basically have to search around.
Okay. I think we do a loop of the island and sort of try to get our bearings.
Are we gonna be able to stay in the fog if that's the case?
Yeah, basically, you're assuming you guys are trying to avoid, avoid any.
I think there is an order for stealth, right?
Maybe you could check that. So now that you sort of see, right, the island where the compass is pointing directly toward now, as you look at it, you can see that rivers of molten rock are slowly rolling down at different places on the volcano that is at the center of this island. And swaths of it are just, completely burned out, right, areas alongside the rich jungles. A darker smoke than even some of the other island billows out of this central volcano. And so, in order to find a safe harbor, what we're going to do is someone's going to make a survival check. And then we'll see how long, that will determine how long it takes for you to do this. But I am going to spend a story point and give you disadvantage there.
How many story points do we have?
It is now currently tied 3-3.
I'm going to negate that, and I will take just a normal roll on this survival check to find a safe harbor.
Story points can't use to negate story points.
Oh, okay. Then I guess I will take a
What is your bonus?
He has a good.
Plus
He has a
6.
+6.
Do you want some bardic inspiration, Ray?
Yeah, I could definitely do that.
Oh, cool. All right.
I can get. I think I can also give you another bonus. Okay, you already rolled it.
Well, you can give him another bonus if you want. Yeah.
So I can use my sage advice and basically spend a minute talking to you, about this stuff, and then you can make the roll. So that would negate the disadvantage, but it's looking like that's pointless because you rolled well enough on the first roll.
Well.
Oh, no, it would, so keep him from having the 10, it would give him the 19.
Right, it would give him the 19. All right, well, there we go.
Okay, yeah, if you want, I was going to say, so I could spend a minute doing that.
Sure. So yeah, you advise him, right, about, what you see of the fleet movements, right? Maybe Hal comes up to offering bits of, they tend to patrol in pairs, so if we watch out for 2 ships, yes. So yeah, with that and Omaran's natural ease around, well, you find a safe berth within the hour. So you are very quick. Hal is like, as you guys are manning the ship and it's cutting through the waves, Hal is he looks very, very pleased and happy, right? This is exactly where he wants to be, right? In this, sort of semi-dangerous sailing. And yeah, you guys skirt around the sort of the strait in between, right? The long island and the round island for a little bit, and then you find, yes, a small cove, or a small area of beach, in fact. But you can't bring in the cerulean wind too close, as the surf looks very rough and rocky on the approach. So you will need to go to the boats if you are to make landfall.
Can the crew? So let's say that us as the party want to make landfall.
Mm-hmm.
Could we have Hal and the Phantom crew go out to sea, and then sort of circle around the next day or something, or I don't know, on some interval? Just because we can't anchor the boat here, right?
No, you would be able to anchor here.
Oh, okay.
But just getting to shore looks like it's going to be tough. Yeah.
Got it. That sounds good.
All right.
So it's still pretty early in the day, right?
It's
how
probably
long did take us to get here?
Yeah, it's probably early afternoon by this point. For the time it took you to sail through those islands, through the hazards, and going stealthily, right? You're sailing, not in direct lines.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Oh, not this one.
All right.
Yeah.
Shall we boat up and get ashore?
Let's do it.
Are we bringing? Who are we leaving on the ship? Do you think?
Oh, Hal, for sure.
Basically, all the crew, right? Hal's like, yes, I'll watch the Phantoms, and unless Varanus wants the Phantoms, because Varanus did resummon them in order to help crew the ship while you guys are sailing.
I guess if he really wanted them, he could resummon them with
No,
us, right?
this is my last ones for the day.
Mm.
So, yes, we have no more crew if they leave the boat and don't come back, of course.
I mean, what's our, I guess, biggest concern here is, I mean, I guess if a Black Rifter did happen to sail around the island and see the ship, we'd want the ship pretty well manned.
Yeah,
so
basically it would only be, it would only be Hal and the.
So we'll leave them, and we'll just take the main party, I guess, to land, huh?
All right.
Ooh, yippee!
And Magnus and me.
And me.
Not forgetting old Magnus.
I don't think we could leave him behind if we wanted, could we?
Sorry?
Could we leave him behind if we wanted?
Who?
I don't think
Magnus?
so. Right?
No.
Right. Like we couldn't even leave him behind if we wanted to, right?
No, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so you start, everyone, or most people get on the oars, and, most of you get on the oars, right, and start, paddling against this very, very rough, surf.
Oh God, I don't want to get exhausted.
Yes, well, you'll have to see. All right, so this will be a series of 3 group strength athletics checks. So the party will, again, we need the majority of the party to succeed on these checks, for the whole group to succeed, and of course, bad things might happen if there's failures. Characters who don't necessarily want to contribute could contribute in other ways aside from the athletics, if you have convincing.
Could I wild shape into a dolphin or something and just like pull the boat?
Yes, I'd say, I'd give you advantage on that sort of roll. But, I'd say I'd give you advantage, but because things are so rough, you would have a hard time as the dolphin anyway, right?
Maybe a sea turtle?
So yeah, if you wanna get tied and help pull the ship, you could grant, you can roll with advantage.
I am going to use one of my wild
shapes
of the day and turn into a porpoise or a dolphin or something like that.
Cool. All right,
Pull the
so
ship.
make your athletics check with advantage, and the porpoise would I think have like a +2 on there. Well, let's say a +4.
On
They
this
swim a lot.
athletics check.
Yeah. So advantage +4.
All right, so this is first.
Hey.
Second, 19. That's pretty good.
Excellent. So yes, Omarin, just slips into the water amid, right? You guys are pulling, right, and the waves are, rocking the ship up and down, back and forth, and Omarin just gets into the water, transforms into this porpoise, and you guys had lashed him with a rope somehow, and now he pulls ahead. So it looks like Bungo made his first check.
All right, coming in hot.
Not so hot.
Oh my God!
Woo, wow, boy! All right, we need.
There he is.
And the last one is up to Varanus. Should I spend a story point here? What do you guys think?
No, failure is funny.
Okay.
Fairness is strong.
Fairness is strong. No story point.
Hey, Varanus is strong.
Varanus never always believed.
All right, so Varanus is like, oh, for the Eldath, oh, yes. He's getting pumped up. He's getting pumped up for sure. All right,
That is
next.
how he's rowing. That's part of why I'm rowing so poorly. I'm just kind of I'm like,
I like this rippling dragon muscle.
no, just also the kind of getting off on it.
Uh,
Oh.
all right, so yes, you make progress toward the shore, dodging some of the sharp and jagged rocks towards the coastline. All right, we need a new round of checks.
Let's start off with that. Let's start things off.
Sweetness just can't pull his weight.
I'm
Omarin
not strong.
doing very, very well.
Zach,
Yes.
I'm very purposeful about these checks.
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
Mm.
All right, Varanus, keep pulling strong. And we still
Found
need
Bungo.
Bungo and
Bungo, you want to go first?
Sure.
ooh, a good effort, but your arms are starting to tire, right? Because you got less range of motion with the oar, right? So you have to pump more times, and you just your
Give,
arm.
like Bungo a little canoe paddle. It's like super cute. He's got like a little canoe paddle.
I'll kill you.
Definitely contributing.
Oh, and let's see what happens. 7. An oar shatters against unseen rocks below the surface. The
Hopefully
rowboat takes D6 damage. It has 10 hit points. It has 7 hit points remaining as one of the oar breaks. And yes, one less character may now take part in a group skill check to row. So,
Oh no!
With my 0+0, should that maybe be me?
Yeah, that would be your or the broke.
My oar broke.
Now, particularly observant characters notice that Sweetness actually swung his oar directly at a rock.
That's not true. That's not true.
All right.
He does seem kind of glad.
All right, and we will do one more round of checks as you're nearing shore. Rowing hard.
Could I
Excellent.
aid Bungo?
Yeah, you could. Well, what kind of check do you want to do, and if you succeed on that, to aid?
Oh, I was wondering if, depending on how the oars are set up, he's smaller. If I could help him row.
Do you accept help to row, Bungo?
Guys, no, fuck all this. Guys, I'm a riverborn halfling. Everybody's acting like I don't know how to row a fucking boat. Go fuck yourself.
Mechanically, you're... Well, okay.
Yeah, mechanically I rolled a 3 or whatever. That doesn't mean I don't know how to row a fucking boat.
Hang on, doesn't he have the strongest strength score in the group? I just want to
so.
He's tied with Varanus. He's tied with Varanus.
Okay, so
regardless,
it's fine. I'm letting you row. You go ahead and.
I was only offering because I thought space-wise that made the most
I've been
sense.
rowing boats since you were in diapers.
It's great.
You could make a survival check maybe to sort of help plot the course, or
I'll do that. Yeah, I mean, I can I get up at the front of the boat and rock.
Yeah.
You know.
Make a survival check if you survive this conversation with Bungo.
All right. Well, good thing too. So yes, Bungo or the next whoever wants it, right, will have advantage on their athletics check.
You're bound to roll better this time, Bungo. Don't take it.
Maybe Varanus should take it.
I mean, all right. Yeah, I'll. Thanks for the warning, Doc.
There you go.
But it's short.
No, not enough.
It's short, not enough. A little short.
All right. I guess I'm.
No, he's not gonna use it. All right.
Womp.
Alrighty. Is anyone? 1, 2, 3, 4. Bungo, did you go? No.
Not yet.
Oh. No, not yet. Here we go. Well, 14.
Oh, he's also a bit short. So, you guys get closer in. What happens? A strong current forces the boat into more treacherous waters. A little whirlpool springs up, right, and sloshes, Sweetness, keeping his eye out for the rock, right, diverts the boat and doesn't see the whirlpool ahead. Not that it's your fault.
Thank you.
That's just how it happened. All rowers must re-roll their strength checks.
Okay.
So we gotta redo this round. Luckily, no more damage.
Oh my god.
Sweetness, are you gonna make a check to continue to?
You want me to make
pilot?
another? I can make another survival, or
Sure, yeah.
Hey, not a great session for rolls.
No,
we had
really not.
really low rolls.
Oh, do you need a bigger oar? Should I get you a bigger oar? Would that help?
Veritas is getting his groove back, right? He fell out of the rhythm for a second when the oar shattering disturbed his concentration.
Ernest gets his groove back is definitely like the subtitle of this campaign.
Unfortunately, oh no, that is enough because you only need 2 successes out of the 4. Now that one person can't contribute. So yes, you pull, through that rough water. You guys pull yourselves through that whole mess, and as you're approaching shore, you see a line of figures have now assembled in what they thought was your original course ahead of you. Sorry, you guys are a little more far out. Alright. So, and it is indeed Black Rifters. However, in addition to, the sort of their normal raider sort, all carrying axes and such, yes, you see also a figure that's clothed in veils of some sort. Let's show that up. So we have this veiled elf.
Really a drow, though.
No, not a drow, actually. The skin is a little too light. Perhaps. Maybe of drow origin, maybe half drow or something. Potentially. And she strides forward, she's moving into the surf. It's crashing, on her long leather boots.
Oh, that sounds awful. She's gonna regret that.
And she points out to you, she says, "Surrender immediately! You now search for our cause." What do you do?
I pull my rapier.
All right. Well, in turn, they all draw weapons as...
All right, I'll draw mine too. Screw it.
All right.
Fight him.
Let's see.
You ready for that initiative roll?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Hell yeah. So it is funny with this stat, and I'm far enough away that as a melee character, it's like, well, shit.
You can always delay your turn, yeah.
Yeah, I may.
and yes. So although your ship did take a little damage from that ore break, you weren't delayed at all, and so you see, yeah, only 4 black rifters, or 3 black rifters, and this mysterious elf. And she spoke in another sort of strange elven accent, although she was still speaking common. She doesn't sound like any of the usual elves, at least that you guys have, encountered in the past.
Well, the ocean is wide.
All right, and now I need to sort these. But it looks like
Let's get that
Omarin.
XP.
Looks like Omarin has the initiative.
Cool. So Omarin is trying to find a stat block for like a dolphin or something.
Hmm.
Reef shark maybe. Tell me something that has the
Like a swim speed?
but has the appropriate like CR, and I'll just use that stat block.
Well,
Can you turn into a stingray?
yeah, I'd allow a stingray.
That would be pretty cool, because, I mean, depending on the kind of, you could fuck, Steve Irwin.
There is no stat block for that.
Well, I know there's no stat block for it, but, you can turn into it and we can make things up.
Okay, so I'm just
Love it.
a porpoise, and so the seas are crashing, like the waves are like crashing really aggressively here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to Marin's going to sort of swim out and swim back in and catch a wave and attempt to just surf into this elf lady and just like fucking bite her in the face as he like comes in with like a surf ram, like.
Oh wow! All right.
Yeah. So I guess like a charge or something. I don't know. It'll be cool. I promise.
Yeah. Sure. Well, yeah. I'll give you advantage on this because 1, it's unexpected, and 2, right? You've got the motion of the waves and the sea on your side. So why don't you roll? Yeah, a d20 with advantage. This will have +4. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Oh, that is a hit. Yeah, and so let's see. Why don't you roll a d6 plus 2? All right, so she takes 4. And she will also make a dexterity saving throw, or maybe strength saving throw, or be knocked prone because of your maneuver. Yes, that is a pass. So you charge her and you definitely, chomp into her a little bit, and she doesn't expect. She's like, "What is this? The ungrateful little porpoises were trying to save their island, and they're she's very upset. Kylum, so at the end of the round, the boat will have enough momentum to reach the shore. But of course you could disembark earlier, and the sort of blue-gray squares count as difficult terrain.
I'm sorry, when did you say the boat would?
At the end of the round.
At the end of the round.
Unless you want to take your turn to actually row it, to get it there immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that actually might be worth doing. Okay, I will simply do that. Is that going to be the athletic strength check again?
Yeah, another athletic strength check. Okay. Well,
you said or.
Or what? Or what? Yeah.
I was gonna say or a Constitution athletics check, but
It's fine.
I don't
It's
think
fine.
that would have. Yeah. Um, so
We're
Kyle, I
done.
mean, yeah, you go hard. You still can use a bonus action if you have one.
Yes, I do have a bonus action. I will use it to probably cast. Um, what's the range of this? Oh my god, only 30 feet. Are you kidding? Da, 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 da. Who wants Macy?
I mean, I wouldn't hate it. I'm a melee person.
You're a melee person. You're gonna be up in there trying to get some attacks in.
That's what I was gonna do. Rush in there, yeah.
Okay, well enjoy this shield of faith.
Oh. Happens. Let's see.
All right,
Creature
so-
within range.
+2
10 minutes.
to your AC.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah.
It is
It's gonna be a
concentration,
whopping
so it might
18.
go away. We'll see.
That's
But-
okay.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Sweets, that's you.
So I was in the front of the boat.
Yes.
Does it cost me any extra movement if I hop out?
Nope. Hopping it, yeah.
It's just one
Disembarking is no
two.
movement.
3, 4, 5, 6.
But
8,
yeah.
so I can use my speed is 40, so I can use
Mhm.
8 moves to get
But
to
it
here.
is difficult terrain unless you have a swim
I
speed.
ignore difficult. Oh, only if I'm dashing do I thought the dark blue was difficult terrain.
No, it's yeah, the light blue is difficult. Cuz this is
The
a
dark
very
blue is swimming.
yes,
This is- the dark blue
exactly.
is oh, I see.
Right.
Oh, well, never mind then. So I can
Try to
move
run
half
across the
myself.
water like Kylum did.
That's one. That's. I'm assuming it's one move to get here, right? So that's 5 feet. So it gives me
Yeah.
30. Now I'm down to
Mhm,
35. 25. 15. 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll just attack this guy then. I'll do
All
my
right.
critical analysis on him, and for my bonus
So-
action.
Yeah, as you close, you notice the guy in the back. He has one of those funny-looking wands. Just FYI.
Well, I make sure and keep this guy in between us.
Sure. All right.
And then, yeah, so I'll do my critical analysis. That's from my bonus action, and then I'll attack him.
Sure.
And I'll use one of my maneuvers. I'll use exploit weakness. When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can expend a superiority die and deal additional damage equal to the number rolled.
All right.
So here we go.
16 is a hit.
16. Nice, plus 6 piercing, and then I'll add the d4 and the 1d6.
Sure. Yeah, so you easily, after giving him the eye as you trudge through the uneven, shoreline. All right, so that's 12 total. And yeah, you look like just with this one stab, this guy's like, ugh, clearly just wearing leather armor. This guy wasn't one of Black Rift's like frontline raiders, right? This guy more looks like he's like lightly armored, almost a scout. And your one blow almost puts him down.
So close.
Yeah. All right. Bonus action?
That was my critical analysis, so that I could do the maneuver on him.
All right. Well, the rifter in the back shouts some rift speak and gives a blessing to those nearby, and he sort of takes a little steps back a little bit. And then orders this second guy to charge in against Sweetness, right? The lone guy out in the surf. And so they will both attack with advantage because of their Black Rift tactics. And this, although he's wounded, this one actually gets over to the other side, so they set up a full-on flank. So that's going to give them... What?
More advantage? They don't get more advantage.
Not more advantage. So the house rule for flanking is +2, and if you're flanking with 3 people, you get +5.
Well, let's see how that 18 holds up.
Yeah, so they're coming in with their hand axes.
Well, one of them will hit.
All right.
Will not.
So just the first one, yeah, for 7 slashing damage. Kylem's shield helping to deflect the blow, and your natural dexterity of the other. All right, and then the elf. Immediately she whips an iron link chain that was serving as a belt, and whips it at you, Omarin Porpoise. All right. And she's gonna... I'm gonna spend advantage here. She is just rightfully pissed that this creature just came out of nowhere and is attacking. So she gets a 20. Oh, my... Whoa. Damage roll. That's not right. It's not right at all.
Wearing all black on the beach? A terrible faux pas. Silvery barbs.
Okay. So she has to re-roll?
Correct. And use the lower roll.
That d20. Okay. So she still has a 15 coming in, but I guess that probably does hit the porpoise anyway. So I'll re-roll, but because of the advantage, I think she's got this one. So that's a 16 total for her. So a 15 and a 16, which does hit a porpoise's armor. Yep. And gotta re-roll the damage because that was broken. So 9 bludgeoning damage for the porpoise. I still say you have a couple hit points left, but not many. However, you do need to make a Constitution saving throw at +1, unless you also have proficiency in it, or you are stunned until the Acolyte's next turn. All right. There you go. But she strikes with a second blinding chain, and this one also hits, dealing 6 bludgeoning damage this time, so that will be enough to pop the porpoise. Yeah, I know, right? And you must make a dexterity saving throw as Omarin, or fall prone.
I can't hear you, Austin.
All right, and it is a success. So you barely, as your body reshapes itself into your elven form, she tries to sweep you off your feet, but you're able to just dance barely aside. Oh, I forgot. She also rolls d4 on her attack rolls, but so she's like, that's why, in her accented. I see. Well, this should be a little more interesting. And it is Bungo's turn.
Okay.
Go.
If you want to wait, delay your turn just one round, the boat can basically move in. If
That's
you
fine.
want to
I
be
have
on the
range.
shore. Okay.
Just run to the front of the boat. And yeah, I'm just gonna pop off 2 crossbow bolts at this guy here.
All right. Well, you might want to save that, because that's the one that Sweetness already grievously wounded. So the second one might need to go elsewhere.
Oh, sure. Well, all right. First
We'll
roll.
see. And that is enough! Your
Nice.
little dart pricks it right. It gets him in the back of the neck, and he's like, oh! And he, like, crumples into the surf.
All right, and then going at the other guy. 11.
This one goes wide.
All right.
Disappears into the waves.
See, I'm out of inspiration, so I think that'll be it.
Alrighty. And Omarin, as you transform and get your bearings again, 2 more black rifters arrive on the beach from the nearby jungle. These ones much more moderately armored and carrying, sizable shields. These are the stereotypical fearsome Black Rift raiders. And they will have to roll initiative, but I think it's safe to say yes. So they are wearing chain shirts and wielding shields. And it's your turn, Omarin, as you see them arrive on the beach. Austin, are you okay? You're still there?
We can't hear you, Austin.
He's there, we just
Literally.
can't hear him.
Yeah.
He's trying to talk.
I don't know. You feel like a mute on your mic?
Is that better?
There
Yes.
you go.
Got to know.
We can hear you.
Disengage is a full round action, right? Or is it a move
Well,
action?
it's your normal action.
My normal action. Got it.
Yeah.
Omarin is gonna do this. He is going to disengage and basically like walk back into the surf.
Oh, all right. Basically, backstroke, like.
Yeah, basically just kind of like he's not all about getting stabbed. Like that's not really his role in this. So he is going to tactfully move back into the water and prepare his next move, which I'm excited.
Slippery one. Okay. Yeah, the elf, is like, all right, you're running away. Any bonus action?
No.
All right. Sweetness, surrounded by one less foe, but seeing more on the beach, not far off.
Yeah, real quick, just do I notice they don't seem to have fire wands, right, or anything like that?
No, they're armed with battle axes and shields, right? Very Viking-esque.
Okay, and can you remind me at all? Did the guns did a lot of damage, right? When we saw them.
Well, for a one-handed ranged weapon. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm thinking that I actually might want to try and grapple this guy. And, get him, almost like try to use him like a shield.
Sure.
So I'll use my critical analysis as my bonus action. And then, I guess try to... I feel like maybe I need to disarm him or something, right? Probably to grapple him.
No, you can just grapple him. I mean, he can still attack
he's gonna
you.
have, yeah, he's gonna have weapons, but he'll have disadvantage, and I have 18. All right. Grappling also doesn't do any damage, right?
No, but if you do grapple him, you can then move him at half speed, which I guess will be, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just feeling sort of alone and exposed out here.
Oh, sorry, I forgot that the boat.
Oh, it's now behind me. Okay.
Yeah, crash.
That makes me feel a little better.
Surfs into the shore, right, and beaches itself from the fast speed at which it was moving.
Maybe in that case, hopeful that Kylum will come here and join the fray, and Varanus as well. Maybe I think I'll just straight up attack this guy and cross my fingers that I can do enough. Put a good hurting on him.
Sure.
So yeah, I'll use my critical analysis. My short sword.
That is a hit.
And I think I'm going to save my superiority die for now, because I only have 2 left, and we've got some stronger individuals.
Sure. All right. So yeah, you stab at him, and
yeah, and then I think for now, since I have my mobile feat, I think I'll actually move and quickly for now take cover back in the boat.
Oh, okay, cool.
Just from the gunfire.
All right, as the doc puts a little wound on the leading Black Rifter, Kylum, and retreats to the boat. Kylum, you are up.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, wait, hang on. Let's here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're about to go that way. All right. So with the boat now being, oh, sorry, is this still slow motion? Am I still moving slow for the spots that I'm on, like this line here?
Sorry.
I don't know exactly.
Oh.
Sorry, I just stepped away.
What?
So once you're on,
I was wondering about this line, like vertical line here that I'm on.
no, that's fine. The surf is moving. Yeah, you're fine there.
Yeah. All right.
Close enough.
So I sort of zip a little bit to the west and make a beeline for this elf here. I start, just charging at her, rapiers drawn. Who are you?
Who we are is not important. You put up a fight, and that means you're strong. Strong backs. Digging.
Well, maybe you'll be more inclined to give a direct answer, when you're a little more on the back foot here. Let's see what we could do with this rapier. All right, that's a good start.
Yeah, it's a good start for sure.
We will also add a little of the old Divine Smite to this damage roll.
Ooh. So 18 overall. Or 12.
18?
Sorry.
No, 12. 12. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And
so
then I will also go in. Oh, sorry, I have another attack. I don't know if you want.
Yeah.
And then we'll come in with the offhand rapier. All right, never mind.
All right.
All right.
So yeah, your speed surprises her. You're able to get the first stabbed in, but then she, with her bare hand, deflects the second blow, like slaps the flat of your blade away.
All right, that's intriguing. I'm into it.
Not so quick. All right. And yeah, this guy is the sergeant sort of in the back, right? Orders this guy to flank. So now he gets some nice bonuses against Kylum. He has advantage and +2 for flanking.
Well, it does hit, actually.
Yeah. And plus a D4 as well for bless, but unless you've got some shenanigans,
No, that's fine.
This is gonna hit. All right, for
Just not worried about it.
6 slashing damage. All right, and that's him. The sergeant, as now the battle's drawing closer, he sort of takes a step back, but he uses Get Lord! Get Lord! Orders nearby allies up to 3. Half their walking speed, so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And so these guys like lurch forward, getting ready to charge, and the sergeant then takes aim at Kylum with his strange wand thing.
What?
For the streamers out
You
there,
haven't seen one of these, have you?
yeah. For the streamers out there, these are
Duck.
Doom Powder pistols that these sergeants wield. And he has 16 plus a D4.
Wait, plus a D4? Oh, I didn't need that part.
19.
Well, that's a hit then.
But the fortunately your armor absorbs most of the blow, it seems, and you only take 3 more damage as he starts to pour powder from this bull's horn he has hanging off his side. And then he retreats a little farther. He's waving his frontline fighters forward. But then it's their turn, and they charge the lonely elf. Who is quickly becoming surrounded.
I guess I didn't quite internalize that they all got to go right there. Like,
That was why I jumped back in the boat.
their turn like 3 times
For-
in a row. It's like,
For
interesting.
Black Rift! And so, yeah, they get their rolls with advantage.
Not worried.
Nope. I got you.
Well, one of them hits.
No, those all hit. My AC is actually 17 when I don't have the shield thing on.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I have it on?
All right, so 2
Oh,
hits,
give yourself.
7 slashing total. So, weathering the blows, still fairly well, Kylum. But he's starting to hurt.
Yeah, so I'm fine.
All right.
Don't worry about me. I got these.
Da. And then the elf, she goes for a chain strike to try and wrench one of your spine of the brine free of your hand. She is gonna spend a story point. The DM's last story point. On this attack. Alright, 23 is a hit, so 5 bludgeoning damage, and make a strength save, or drop your main rapier.
You could use a story
12,
point.
huh?
Use
No,
a
I'd rather
story
just pull a
point.
1.
Woo!
Okay. Might lose your hand with a 1.
I'm gonna say with a 1, she gets both your
Alright.
swords.
Sure.
Uh,
I thought you were gonna say it not just goes flying, but it like goes into the ocean. Like,
well, I
that'd be
mean,
pretty funny.
yeah. If
Omar,
that's what
you
you'd prefer.
Don't worry about that.
Whatever you think is funniest. I mean, I'm into it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, all right. So yeah, instead of both, then right, she really wrenches the spine of the brine right out of your grip. You just weren't expecting the leverage from her chain, and it goes flying, yeah, out into sort of the deeper, the deeper shallow waters.
Hey!
And of course, yes, you also take that damage.
Yeah, I did.
And she comes in home again. If you will not surrender, I'm afraid. This time she doesn't get through. I'm afraid. And you foil her attack before she can finish. And last turn of the night goes to Bungo.
Is that all you got?
I step forward off the boat, striding confidently onto the beach, fixing my eyes upon this elven warrior, and I whisper, enhanced by my bardic ability, "Your leather boots have been ruined by the salt water," sending her the curse of the bard. Just make a wisdom saving throw.
All right. Very nice. And I have no story points to use on this.
Give her a disadvantage. Give her disadvantage.
Yeah, disadvantage.
All right. Disadvantage. Let me see. Is this are you inducing fear with this effect? Or are you just making her... Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. With an 11... she fails, so she takes 3d6. Oof.
Ooh, there's a roll.
Yeah.
Well, you've had some hot rolls on that.
And you said she uses her reaction to immediately...
Reaction to move as far as speed allows away, doesn't move into obvious dangerous ground.
And she'll provoke.
Yeah.
Kylam only is missing his sword.
Right, well, he has his
do,
offhand rapier. Yeah, so you can get the attack as she does. She's like, this wave suddenly sweeps over her as the halfling marches across. Kylam, your attack goes wide. You just weren't expecting her to retreat like that.
What, already? Running away already?
30. And, oh, I guess she does get a d4. I forgot. Oh. Well, I'll count it anyway. So the blessing...
I mean, was that for her save, or...?
Yeah, that would have been for her save, which would have given her 14.
She would just take half damage and then doesn't run away.
Well, I'll take it, because I forgot the bless. So...
Sure.
So yes, she is retreating temporarily from the fright or the imposing nature of Bungo as he strides confidently from the landing craft. As these imaginal drum beats sort of sounding behind him. And that is where we will end for tonight.
I have one request real quick before we completely wrap the session.
Sure.
And that is, I want to use the story point I want to have the gun with me.
Okay, sure.
The fire one. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I know you've been studying it, so I think that makes sense.
I just wanted to make sure. I was like, I didn't say that I brought it. I was thinking I brought, most of my normal equipment, but I had forgotten about that. So.
Right. Well, and then the very, very last thing. 2 more Black Rift.
Yes.
Scouts arrive, merge from the jungle.
This is going to be a tough fight.
Indeed. Well, now you are fighting Black Rift on their own terms, as Sea Raiders.
Hey, you know who didn't go in that battle? Ferris.
Oh, that's true.
We forgot to roll for him.
He was holding back.
There we go. He's tired from rowing.
Right. He had to row for sweetness again.
That's right.
All right. So yeah, thanks everyone out there for watching, and we will see you, of course, as always, in 2 weeks, 5 Pacific time, here on Twitch again. And in the meantime, if you've missed previous episodes, you can always check out my YouTube channel that has the episodes on it as well. That is the same name as my Twitch channel, Zaxe, Z-A-X-E, Hammer. He's a hammer. And so, signing off for tonight. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.
Good
All right.
night.
See you, everybody.
Yeah, yeah. Right.